This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Settles under it. The senior makes the catch. Perfection. The Shannick, again, are your Class 2A state champions.
Force out the third, and that will do it. Mohawk is your 3A softball champions.
Buzzer's gonna sound. Union repeats as the Class 1A WPIAL champions.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
The sideline getting by one defender, and he's going to go all the way by Harrison. Harrison on the ground finds Blundo. Blundo rolls it in, up and good for two.
Shallow right field, giving a run, a sliding catch made.
Down to 6 on the play clock. Here's Snap in the hole. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. It is good!
That's fly ball deep right field. Get out of here!
Hope running for his life. Throws it up for grabs. There's a man open.
Touchdown.
No way!
Ripped away from him. Right back to Stanley from the seat of his pants, and he throws it off the window and in.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
A pleasant good evening from Laurel High School as the 2024 high school football season gets underway here tonight. It's a Week 0 matchup between a team that many people think can challenge for the 2A WPIAL title and another one that everybody thinks might take that next step like Ellwood City did a season ago. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you. Here it is, Ellwood City and Laurel here tonight, a matchup of 2A and 1A to kick things off here this season. It's a gorgeous night, not a cloud in the sky here on this grass surface. The two teams out warming up on the field here, doing the ceremonial meeting before the kickoff here tonight. And James Dotson, we have Ellwood City, who a season ago made the playoffs, first time in 11 years. Obviously, everybody knows about Elijah Palmer McCain. This team really, though, getting a lot of hype this offseason. A lot of people think they might challenge for that 2A title this season.
Well, when you have 10 starters back on both sides of the football, and you have 18 seniors who have basically been playing at least since their sophomore year, but a lot of them since their freshman year. There's good reason why Lincoln High is getting a lot of hype and well-deserved hype. I'm glad to see that because this is a program, this is a community that is always behind their teams. They've had the baseball teams that have had the magical runs to WPIAL championships and state tournament runs. You've had the last 4 years incredible stuff on the basketball court from Ellwood City, but football has been that Achilles heel really for old Lincoln High there at Ellwood City. Only 2 conference championships in their program's history. Only 1 WPIAL championship. That was 99 years ago, back in 1925. This is a team and a community that is hungry to see something big happening on the gridiron this year.
For Laurel, they're looking to do the same thing that Ellwood City did a season ago. They hovered around 500 last season. They really want to be a little bit more balanced on offense and get something out of the quarterback spot a little bit more so than what they did last year. What do they need to do exactly that this season? Take that next step. It's been a little bit of a bumpy run up to kickoff here tonight. We'll talk about that as the night goes on, but this team has the pieces. They're young, much like Ellwood City was a season ago, and now they just have to make that next move.
What's the first thing that Coach Dan Bradley said when we saw him during the pregame? They're just big. They're always big. They're always physical. Last year when we saw them earlier in the year, yeah, big, physical, but not nearly as physical as you would expect and want a Laurel team to be because they were so young, and they were all the sophomores and freshmen last year, and a lot of juniors on this year's team as well. Only graduated 3 seniors a year ago. I think it's only 4 seniors on this year's roster. So, yeah, Ellwood City is basically a year ahead of where Laurel is. It's very intriguing of how similar the two programs are. But for them, it starts with the fact you have Lucas Santini back at quarterback. asking him to do a little bit more this year. And you have Colton Carlson back from the very get-go. And he's a guy who's kind of flown under the radar, missed the first half of the season last year, ends up leading the team in most it was second on the team in touchdowns, 5 receiving touchdowns, but ended up leading the team in almost every single defensive category. His presence on the defense, I think, has been the key. And for them to be able to be strong start to finish this year, having him at the beginning to work with Jack Miles both in the slot and at the middle linebacker position, I think that's going to be their key.
Now, one note about Laurel, we'll talk about it as the night goes on. Obviously, they needed to find a replacement for Ben Hannon from a season ago, 1,088 yards rushing. They thought it was going to be Nathan Hill, who everybody had said was going to be the next heir apparent for this team here this season. Nathan Hill had a productive season last year, but not the numbers that Hannon did. Unfortunately, he is done for the season, suffered a knee injury in their scrimmage last weekend, so they're going to be without him. They're going to shift some guys around to take that spot. One of the guys that we might see get some action here tonight is Braden Faulkner, a sophomore who did not play football a season ago. We've been told to expect him to start tonight. So already for Laurel, it kind of starts, and this is what teams are going to have to go through all year, but it's just unfortunate for Hill that he's not going to be a part of the team here this season.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you look at what the tradition of running backs you've had at Laurel over the last 7 or 8 years here under Coach Brian Cooper and the Spartan staff. I mean, you go back, honestly, I think it's been about 7 straight years that you've had a 1,000-yard rusher, a couple of years that you had 2 1,000-yard rushers on the same team in the same season. That happened a couple of different times. It almost feels like whoever you plug in, they can be successful in this style of offense and in the way that they can run behind these offensive linemen. But yeah, you have Braden Faulkner, a much smaller guy, didn't play last year. I wouldn't surprise me. It's because, he was a freshman at 140-some pounds, grown a little bit over the offseason, got back to the sport that he loves playing, and he is an animal. He's a warrior for sure, but you're also going to see the Wildcat quarterback, Jackson Saunders. We saw him all last year. He'll probably get some snaps both at quarterback and at running back. Imagine that, 2 quarterbacks in the backfield at the same time. A couple extra interesting wrinkles you might be able to play around with there if you're Coach Cooper and the Spartans.
Yeah, they certainly have the pieces to maybe make up for Hill, at least in the early part of the season, and then as the season goes on, guys develop, they might be able to find somebody who can fill that role full time. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com is brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, MVP Insurance, the Newcastle Transit Authority, Penn Ohio Bottled Water, the Red Zone, Madur Bonner Law, Gem Builders Incorporated, Pontius Insurance, Works in Progress, Joseph's Marketplace, by the Laurel Teachers Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, more of the pregame show here from Laurel High School, as we are about 20 minutes away from kickoff to the 2024 season, and it comes your way all next on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Nominations are now being accepted for the LCAP Team of the Month and the LGKG Male and Female Athlete of the Month. Log on to lcsportsnet.com/awards to nominate your favorite team or athlete today. Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
And back here at Laurel High School as we get ready for kickoff here tonight, about 18 and a half minutes away between Laurel and Ellwood City. 2 teams that one of them looking to hopefully pay off what they did a season ago, and another looking to take that next step and get their program back on the right track from a couple of seasons ago when they were a perennial playoff contender. We did talk to both coaches earlier tonight. James Dotson was down on the field to get some comments both from Dan Bradley and from Brian Cooper. And, you mentioned it right away at the start there about Bradley commenting on how big that Laurel offensive line is. 265-pound average across the board for that starting five up front. That might be a problem tonight for Ellwood City, but that could be a very good thing considering that Laurel has to find somebody to be the primary ball carrier.
Right, they can find somebody to be the primary ball carrier, but, both coaches were very adamant when I asked them about, how do you stop the opposition's run game? Because both teams like to run the ball first, and they're both immediately saying, well, you can't just focus on it because you got a guy who can throw the ball pretty well. Santini, who kept getting better and better last year. And, oh, by the way, Chris Smiley's the all-time leading passer in Ellwood City football history, and he still has an entire senior year to go. So, again, you have two guys who know how to sling the rock around. And they got a multitude of weapons to work on the outside. I mean, start with Ellwood City, Gavin Partridge, who didn't even play last year with an injury, Dom Hogue and Dylan Curry. I mean, those are three very strong receivers to start with. On the other side, if Jackson Saunders is out at the wide receiver position, he is a number one target. Tyler Shearer with a multitude of catches. We mentioned Colton Carlson and Jack Miles as well, kind of in the slot H-back role. So, you have those threats on the outside. You can't stack the box because you can go and sling it to these weapons, and you make one man miss, and all of a sudden you're making a house call. So I think that's going to be the biggest struggle is how do you stack the box without leaving your guys one-on-one in the perimeter game.
Let's talk a little bit about Ellwood City here and what they bring back. You mentioned Smiley, who in the offseason, this is a guy, third-year starter, and he said in the offseason that he's worked on his footwork this season. He wants to complete more passes but have more of an impact on drives. And I found that kind of funny because he threw for 1,700 yards a season ago. He's a big reason why this team got to the playoffs. He was at his best when they needed to win at the end of the regular season to get in the tournament. 50% in that game. Didn't make any mistakes. Threw a touchdown pass. They beat Riverside to qualify for the playoffs. Okay, it didn't go their way against Washington when they got in, but they still got in. That's half the battle right there.
Right.
But to hear a guy talk about wanting to have more of an impact, you threw for 1,700 yards last year, young man.
Yeah, and that just speaks to his character, and that speaks to the fact of, handing over the reins just a little bit more. Because you're right, let's go back 2 years ago when he threw twice as many interceptions as he did touchdowns. Now, yes, a lot of that, late in the game, having to make a comeback, force some throws in there, not all those interceptions go on him. But that's, I think, the biggest key. Is it's a complete flip around in terms of the number of interceptions versus touchdowns. 17 touchdowns, only 8 picks. Oh, by the way, he ran for 4 touchdowns as well, so he's also a threat using his legs. So I think that's the maturation of a kid from sophomore to junior and now junior to senior year. And a soft-spoken kid, but a competitor on and off the field for sure. And he's going to be ready to lead this team tonight and all year long.
Goes without saying, too, turnovers tonight, a big reason why. Turnovers and penalties. Ellwood City saying that they want to cut a lot of the pre-snap penalties out, the dead balls, things like that. That was a big focal point in their camp and their heat week and getting ready for these regular season games. And for Laurel last season, 22 offensive fumbles. They lost 11 of them. They did have a little bit of problems with some of the exchanges we were watching during warm-ups, so we'll keep an eye on that as the season goes. But also, hey, championship team, you can't commit those mistakes. Ellwood City, that's the luxury of having a season like last year. You can focus on things like that in the run-up to the season and say, okay, we know what our talent is. Now let's start looking at some of these small things and figure out how to be a contender as opposed to somebody who's chasing it now this season.
Right, and that's exactly it. You got to make that one step forward. And obviously, Coach Bradley for Ellwood City has seen plenty of that in his tenures, especially his starting his head coaching career there at Stowe Rocks. But you look at what he did at Ambridge, took them to the playoffs. Olsh obviously making it to championships and winning championships. So this is just the next challenge. We talked about with Coach Mazzocca and Nishanik taking that next challenge of trying to rebuild another program. That's exactly what he's done. 3 years, yeah, the record isn't great, 7-14, but you end a 27-game losing streak. You make a winning season and a playoff team out of the school for the first time in over a decade. The sky is the limit. And as for Laurel, it's the same thing. Hey, it was a down year last year, yes, but they still did enough to get into the playoffs, and that's great experience leading into this year. And it's going to be big right off the get-go to get the momentum right off the bat for both these teams. Ellwood City comes in ranked in the Trib Live rankings for Class 2A. Laurel is, I think, flying under the radar after their down season, but again, with so many weapons back for both teams. I think they definitely should have targets on their back in their MAC and Big 7 conferences, respectively.
We'll take a timeout. We'll continue to break this one down as we get set for kickoff. Now about 13 minutes away from the start of the 24 season here at Laurel High School. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous night for high school football here in the western part of the state. Sun about to set to our backs here, and blue skies and just a couple of clouds overhead, but it is otherwise a perfect night for high school football. We'll bring all the action to you here coming up on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Back here on the pregame show, talking with Ellwood City head coach Dan Bradley. Coach, another year starting here for the Wolverines. Talk about how everything's gone through the first scrimmage and what you've learned and what we got coming out tonight.
Yeah, things are going well. Fortunately, the biggest thing for us is, we got out healthy, playing a good, athletic, big Hopewell team, and hopefully we're ready to go tonight.
What has been the biggest thing that you've seen improvement-wise? Obviously, the huge senior class, but from your first year 2 years ago when they were just sophomores to them, overall as a class, what's been the biggest improvement you've seen from them?
I just think a positive outlook, mental toughness, just, being thrown into fire at a young age because there's nobody else. And, most of all, with them just sticking with it. And seeing it through now, they're seniors. We have a good junior class and numbers throughout the program. Hopefully, Ellwood City as a program has turned the corner a little bit.
Talk a little bit about your defense, maybe the Achilles heel at times last year, but, guys like Caden Baccio really anchoring, and obviously Evan Twiddell with what he's done. But just talk about your defense and the improvements you hope to see from them.
Well, defensively, believe it or not, I thought we played pretty well, except, the bad habit of giving up the big play at the worst time. A couple times we scored, at the end of the first half just to give up another touchdown in, 30 seconds or so. So we've got to play better pass defense. And again, a year older, a year more mature, another year of experience. Hopefully our guys can rise to the occasion.
Real quick, it's your biggest key to the game tonight, to get a victory and get yourself set up for the rest of this non-conference slate.
Defensively, not giving up the big play and tackling the quarterback. Offensively, don't turn the ball over, no pre-snap penalties, and give ourselves a chance to win.
Good stuff, Coach. Appreciate it. Best of luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
Go.
Back here on the pregame show, going to have a little Axe conversation with Coach Cooper of the Laurel Spartans. Hey, Coach, beautiful night for football. You're on your home turf to start the year. We're back at it on Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, what a beautiful night to be out here. And, we got a great opponent the first game, and we're going to find out what we're made of right from the start.
With this game, just talk about, first off, leading up to the game, scrimmage, what you saw that you liked, what you were able to wrinkle out.
We had a very strong scrimmage, and, hopefully we can carry it over tonight. Unfortunately, we lost our starting running back in the game, and Nathan Hill, so next man up, as they would say, and we'll find out if Braden's ready to carry the ball some, but we also have Jackson Saunders who'll be carrying, and Colton Carlson will be in the backfield some.
With these week 0 games and all the non-conference games, what's the main thing that you want to see your team do, especially still a young team with only a handful of seniors on it?
Obviously play disciplined football, don't make that many mistakes. I know there are going to be some where you're going to play hard, but get after it from start to finish, and be competitive, but obviously you want to win too. So, we're playing to win. We know it's a good football team, and we want to see where we're at.
Real quick, Kate, talk about your guys in the trenches, the guys who are going to be anchoring everything here today for you.
We got some big boys down there, and we're going to be leaning on them. I put a lot of emphasis on them about our game plan this week and being able to execute up front. And it's great to have Max Shevitz back following his knee injury last year, and Kevin Mahoney, and Alex Medved on the defensive side, Tyler Fuchs, an upcoming 9th grader who's done a tremendous job for us. Caden Gnarly coming in there as backup, Casey Wilson, first teamer from last year. We have a lot of depth there, and we have good size with it. So we're looking to try to control that line of scrimmage and be able to control the ball off of it.
Good stuff, Coach. Best of luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Trying to make sure.
Those were your Axe pregame interviews. Axe, the Lawrence County door-to-door transportation service. They're here to get you there, get you where you want to go, whether it's trips around Lawrence County or into neighboring counties. Axe takes passengers to work, play, medical appointments, and just about anywhere for any reason they need to travel. Thanks again to Coach Cooper and Coach Bradley for talking to us there during the pregame. And you can tell even when they were talking to each other, Eric, that they were enjoying this. They knew it was going to be a fun game. They know this is going to be a very competitive game. It's 1A versus 2A, but it's county versus county, and you know exactly how that goes when you got two local schools going at it here in Lawrence County. It is going to be a bloodbath no matter what.
Yeah, good crowd along the way here for Ellwood City too. They brought a full allotment of fans, some standing along the gate on the far side too. And you're right. I mean, again, this is a very interesting matchup to kick the season off, primarily because of what Ellwood City is now expected to do compared to last year when they hoped to do it. Laurel's in the exact same position. So I don't know that we learn a whole lot about either side here tonight. I certainly think, and you probably agree with me on this, I think from an Ellwood City perspective, they want to see their defense be a little bit better than what it was, especially late in the season last year. I mean, they gave up a ton of points in all their losses last season. So, I mean, they from September 22nd on, over 40 points 4 times in that stretch, including the playoff loss. I mean, they still have some work to do to become a good team, but I just don't know that recency bias happens after this game. Give it some time, let it simmer a little bit. Somebody loses here tonight, it's not the end of the season. Somebody wins here tonight, they're not going to go play for a state title. So
right, exactly.
That's the key thing.
That's the lovely thing about Week 0, and I love the fact that teams are utilizing Week 0 to what they want to do best, and that includes a lot of teams that had Week 0 games scheduled that ended up deciding, you know what, let's cancel this. We're low on numbers this year. Let's just cancel and make sure that we're healthy going into the rest of the regular season. And a team like Union, losing so many of their players from last year's team, only 27 on the roster. Coach Need and staff like, you know what, we don't think we should be playing a Week 0 game this year, so we're going to take that second scrimmage. They're down at Burgettstown as we go the rest of the way across the county and beyond with our out-of-town scoreboard. The Union Scotties down at Burgettstown, their scrimmage already probably halfway over by now. Up north, Wilmington hosting Greenville. That's on Sports Radio 96.7 if you want to check out that one on the Facebook page. Shenango hosting New Brighton. Newcastle hosting General McLean. And the other game we have on the Lawrence County SportsNet tonight, Neshannock in the Backyard Brawl hosting Mohawk. And that's, again, a team from Mohawk that they, like Union, lost a lot of players from last year's squad. So it'll be very fun to see how those two squads, especially in Mohawk and Union, fare throughout the rest of this season as Laurel makes their way out onto the field for the first time this year. And how about the tailgate out front in the parking lot as well, Eric, as we got here to Spartan Stadium?
Yeah, nice crowd out there tonight. Little trouble getting in the stadium here tonight. I got a little later than some people did, and there was a nice line of cars to get in. That's always good to see. Football in Western Pennsylvania just means a little bit more than it does in any other pocket of the state of Pennsylvania. I'm fortunate to be out here for the second season with you guys to do this, and just means a little bit more. It still means something on Friday nights here, and you can't say that all across the entire Commonwealth.
Yeah,
for sure.
No kidding. And I just want to mention, just look at the broadcasters on our crew. just how kind of fun it is. You just mentioned it is your 25th year.
25th season.
It is also Lee's 25th year doing it. Lee Moan, he's with Tim Continenza. He's in his 30th year this year, and this is my 10th full year doing it.
Over there?
Yeah, apparently it's turning into it for sure. And also fun that we're connected with the Trib Live High School Sports Network as one of their affiliates again this year, and they're celebrating year number 25 this season as well. So very cool and very fun to see that happen. And we'll pause as the Ellwood City makes their way on the field, and now time for the Laurel Marching Band for the Star Spangled Banner. And a bidding of a holding pattern, we get to hear still a little Thunderstruck being played as Ellwood City made their way out onto the field. And we know this makes Eric happy. You get to hear a little Notre Dame fight song as well as we wait for our national anthem here this evening at Spartan Stadium. Again, the other games around the county: Neshannock hosting Mohawk, Shenango hosting New Brighton, Newcastle hosting General McLean, Wilmington hosting Greenville here this evening. And now we got it. Now we're waiting for the national anthem.
Excellent rendition of the national anthem by the Laurel High School Band as we're going to go now the captains out to the field for tonight's coin toss. For Ellwood City, it is going to be Elijah Palmer McCain. And it looks like also Luciano Gagrick will be one of the captains as well. Caden Daccio, Chris Smiley, I beg your pardon, is one of them. And also Logan McClymans will be the other captain for Ellwood City here tonight.
Laura will send out Jackson Sodders, Tyler Shearer, Jaden Iorio, and Max Shevitz. And I want to mention, just because we mentioned the name Max Shevitz right there, throw out Max Shevitz and Maddox Singer on the other side, two linemen who are stalwarts for their respective teams who missed all or nearly all of last year with knee injuries, back to full strength, and glad to be able to see that. And again, you just hope teams are able to stay healthy. And the unfortunate news is that Laurel has lost their running back in Nathan Hill for the season after suffering an injury on the second handoff of that scrimmage over last weekend. Very unfortunate, to say the least. Erica, before we get to the coin toss, hey, let's take a look down there at midfield. That's Tori Atkins, who is getting recognized for her state championship efforts. She finished as our athlete of the month for the month of May, as she got her third straight WPIAL championship in the 400 and the state champion gold in that 400-meter dash. Oh, by the way, she still has a year left. She's now a senior, an absolute stud, to say the very least, for her.
Seems to be the theme here at Laurel, because obviously the baseball team young, the football team young. A lot of young talent at this high school, and they are...
Oh, you're just saying that because Coach Birch is within
right next to us.
within earshot. Hey, let's take a look at tonight's works in progress keys to the game. Call Joe Wright at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next painting project. Some of the keys to the game, Eric, both coaches, I mean, no surprise in the first game of the year, what you're going to say first and foremost is you're going to have to avoid the pre-snap penalties. That's, that goes without saying, right?
Yeah, that's something Ellwood City said they were going to work on in the offseason. We'll see if it pays off. It's a little bit different when you try to mimic that in practice compared to a regular game. You get some of the nerves out of the way early in the game. We'll see if those have a problem or cause a problem for Ellwood City tonight.
For Laurel, it's about controlling that line of scrimmage, leaning on exactly what you've been going with. We kind of alluded to it. The Colton Carlson, I call it the KC magic. Colton Carlson magic with what he can do on both sides of the football, and he's part of those slot machines. Can they hit the jackpot here in week 0 with him and Jack Miles as the two guys in the slot, whether it's running the ball or whether it's with the passing game? I think those two are going to be the big keys for them offensively. Obviously, for Ellwood City, we talked about it earlier, the defense, they need to make a big step up there. And Coach Bradley was very straightforward about it, saying, hey, we played pretty well at times last year. I know the numbers don't show it, but yeah, there were times that we played well and a couple times that we let up the big play. You got to avoid giving up that big play. Smiley faces, they will be smiling if you have Chris Smiley playing the way that they expect him to this year, but it all begins and ends with EPM Elijah Palmer McCain, who, by the way, just needs 38 yards to become the all-time leading scorer in Ellwood City football history. And I'll tell you what, the way he can run the ball, that could happen on the first drive. It could happen on the first touch of the game, to be honest.
Yeah, I would expect that they probably try to get him going early in this game. I don't think there's any question about that. And we will see how much Chris Smiley is he a bigger role in this offense? Is he going to be trusted more when they get down inside deep in opponent territory? As we'll finally now get the captains out on the field for the coin toss here.
I think we're at North Allegheny baseball or softball game as we're going to be about 5 minutes delayed here for the start of this one.
And as you see him walk out there now, you got Ellwood City across the way, and they're all white away uniforms. Laurel in the Spartan green and white.
And let's get this out of the way right now, Eric, while we have a moment. Last year, Ellwood City made it in as the number 5 team out of the MAC. That is not a guarantee this year. Only the top 3 in both the 2A MAC and the 1A Big 7 Conference are guaranteed playoff spots. You could have more. There will be 3 wild cards out of both Class 1A and Class of 2A. The question is who's going to get them. It's not guaranteed like, hey, top 4, that's it. They're putting a little bit more up to the committee to make that distinction. So if that Midwestern Conference plays like it did last year, you probably will still get 5 in. I think you can say similar things out of the Big 7. I think you'll likely get at least 1 wild card out of the Big 7 for sure. But that's yet to be seen. Non-conference games could end up playing a big role, especially if you do have a 1A or versus 1A crossover type game.
And Laurel has won the toss. They will take the ball first. So we will see that big offensive line out on the field to start things here again across the board. 265 pounds on average. And they're going to try to lean on that offensive line here. They do want more balance and more out of their quarterback, Lucas Santini, a season ago. 36% completion percentage. Didn't run the ball much last year, just 44 carries, 5 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. He'll be on the field first here tonight as the Spartans will take the ball.
Our officiating crew tonight. Our referee is Tim Linkenheimer. The umpire is Dave McHenry. Dan Gano, the head linesman. Julian Underwood, the lines judge. The field judge is James Healy. And Quinn Alexander is the side judge. It's been too long, Eric, but it is time for high school football back in Lawrence County, and couldn't have asked for a much of a better night. It's been cooler all week. It's felt like football season. A little bit hotter here tonight. I think that's also a key. Who's going to avoid those nasty week 0 cramps that you see each and every year?
We'll see. Caitlin Kreitzer will kick it away for Ellwood City. A trio back deep to receive for Laurel, including Braden Faulkner and also Jackson Saunders. And it looks like Colton Carlson is the other one back there to receive. And they get it on the far side. And Solid return up near the 35-yard line, and that is where the Spartans will put it in play. First down and 10 as we get this thing underway tonight.
Yeah, that was Jack Miles on the return. Let's take a look at the Laurel starting offense. The offensive line from left to right, Jay Niorio, Max Shevitz, Tyler Fuchs, Casey Wilson, and Kevin Mahoney. Wide receivers are Jackson Saunders, Tyler Shearer, and Xander Johnson will be in there at times. Colton Carlson, Jack Miles are the slots. Braden Faulkner, the running back, did not play last year, the sophomore running back. And Lucas Santini, 501 yards passing and 5 touchdowns a year ago, the junior quarterback behind center.
3 on the bottom of your screen, it is Santini, and he's got Faulkner standing to his left on first down. First play of the season will be a handoff to Faulkner. He tries to go right up the gut. Gagrick along with Caden Daccio there on the stop for Ellwood City to bring up second down.
Yeah, they're 2 of the 3 linebackers in this 3-3-5 defense, Daccio, Gagrick, and Declan O'Brien. The 3 defensive linemen are Drake Davis, P.J. Dubois, and Evan Tweddle. Dubois, 5'11", 350 pounds. And in the secondary, Daylon Curry and Dante Pierce are the cornerbacks, and the 3 safeties, Dom Hogue, Gavin Partridge, and Trent Schilling.
Give him a gain of 3 that time to start things. Going to get Faulkner going early on as Santini stands in the shotgun on second down. Faulkner motions out of the backfield. Pump by Santini, going to lob it near side. A lot of coverage there, a lot of contact there by Daylon Curry from Ellwood City. No flag as the ball falls incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, interesting there because it looked like it was underthrown from Tyler Shearer, but then it ends up floating way over his head. So I don't know, Shearer just never saw it and tried to buy the contact. I think a good no call there. Yes, there was contact, but it didn't have any impact on the result of the play.
So Laurel facing a 3rd and 7 on the opening series of the night. 2 at the bottom of your screen, top of your screen. It is Jackson Saunders. Santini checks the sideline. Faulkner stays in there. Santini adjusting. Might have a little crimp in his neck there as he moved his head sideways. He will go up the middle, and there is just nothing in the middle there to find any kind of room as Davis Drake, along with the big guy, P.J. Dubois, in the middle, stopping Santini, and that'll force a punt with 10:57 to go. No gain on the play.
Yeah, maybe a gain of 1, if that. Thought they could sneak something through the middle, but just holding their ground were those middle linebackers. And as you mentioned, Dubois eating up a lot of space in the middle. It's going to be a 3 and out. Colton Carlson will boot it away first for the Laurel Spartans.
It is Curry back deep to receive, and a high spiral way over the head of Curry. That's going to go all the way back inside the 5 and down right at the 5-yard line. So excellent job by Carlson.
Right now that goes down, let's see, as a 11 plus 45 is a 56-yard punt. But, Eric, there was a flag thrown extremely late back near midfield, well after the ball had landed and was trickling down inside the 10-yard line. Not sure what that's all about.
Pointing in the direction of Ellwood City, at least momentarily. They are going to spot, at least the official standing there now, it's going to be half the distance to the goal line, so it's going to take the ball all the way down to the 2, call it 2.5-yard line.
I didn't see what the official penalty call there was, Eric.
No, they didn't. Nobody even motioned unless there was maybe a block in the back somewhere down the field. We did not see it, and it was, as James mentioned, an extremely late flag. It's Smiley under center for Ellwood City. Handoff, play number 1, Elijah Palmer McCain, nowhere to go. And he is stacked up and dropped right near the line of scrimmage. Jackson Saunders, along with Alex Medved, in there on the stop with a couple of others. Bring up second down for Ellwood City.
Yeah, maybe a gain of a half a yard back out to the 3 or 4 yard line. Not a lot of room whatsoever. Chris Smiley, Elijah Palmer McCain. You also see Luciano Gagrick in the backfield. Gavin Partridge, Daylon Curry, Josh Gilchrist, Dom Hogue are all at the wide receiver position. Maddox Singer, Evan Tweddle, Logan Klimans, Shane Lutz, and Tristan Reynolds are the line.
Smiley fires on second down, just out of the reach of his intended receiver. That's Dom Hogue looking for him on the slant. Hit off the fingertips, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 with 9:52 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, good thing that the receiver got his fingertip on it, because that was going to be picked off by Lucas Santini. He had 4 picks last year. That was going right into his breadbasket.
Smiley now in the shotgun. He is about a step inside his own end zone along with Palmer McCain. Smiley throws out near side. Catch made. Hogue cuts back middle of the field. Hogue following blocks, and he will get all the way up to the 15, call it the 14-yard line. Enough for an Ellwood City first down with 9:40 to go in the first quarter. And a gain of 11 yards for Smiley and Hogue.
Yeah, I like that. A quick hitter, safe play, but a chance to use your speed and athleticism. Dom Hogue only 10 catches last year, but a big one there, an 11-yard gain in the first down.
Gagrick and Palmer McCain in the backfield. Smiley standing in the shotgun again. 1st and 10 for Ellwood City. Handoff Gagrick this time, picking his way right side, tries to cut back towards the middle, gets a couple, and then he is cleaned up on the play as he makes his way back towards the middle of the field.
How about the patience right there for really cutting it upfield? Patient, let the block develop itself, work to the outside, then he saw the seam, planted the foot, and just went quickly.
Going to bring up a 2nd down now for Ellwood City. A 5-yard gain, actually. Gagrick was able to stretch that thing out. 2nd and 5 now for the Wolverines. Their first offensive series of the night. See Dom DiNucci come into the set this time. Smiley breaks the huddle. He's got Palmer McCain behind him. 2nd down and 5. Gagrick motions across. Handoff Palmer McCain. Running right side. And he is ganged up on. Good run on 2nd down by Palmer McCain. Got a Laurel player slow to get up after the tackle.
Well, it's Max Shevitz, who's already had 2 knee injuries, and that's the last one you want to see. Slow to get up, but a 4-yard pickup for Palmer McCain on that one before he was dragged down there in the middle by Colton Carlson.
3rd down and 1 for Ellwood City from their own side of the field here, trying to keep this drive alive. Smiley going to push forward, dives, and he had that ball tucked, and he is short of the 25. So we'll see. They give him enough for the first down. Just got enough there on 3rd down and 1. Shevitz, by the way, coming out of the game now, and he is limping. Pulled down by the center of the Spartan line. Looks like he is in a lot of pain as he is able to walk off the field on his own power, but then he falls down right on the sideline. So we'll keep an eye on that. That could be those cramps that you talked about in the pregame. It's not a good sign, though, to see one of your best offensive linemen down early.
Yeah, pointing at that knee, playing with the knee braces on, too, trying to figure out maybe just a comfort thing, too, after getting a weird tangle.
Smiley going to put it in the air again on 1st down. Looks, waits, fires, deep down the field, tipped. Dangerously thrown near midfield. Looking again for Curry in the coverage that time by Tyler Shear. And that'll bring up 2nd down with 7:45 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Gavin Partridge may have actually been the closest receiver in the end because that ball just underthrown. Couldn't quite, give everything behind it than he needed to with the receiver streaking open down the seam. But I love going through the progressions on that. Didn't go to the first option, then go to the second. Thought he had a chance at the third. Again, that's the maturity after, being starting quarterback for a couple of years.
Good protection up front, too, by this Ellwood offensive line. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Smiley out of the shotgun. We get a flag in right as the ball was snapped. And let's see. It's going to be against Ellwood City.
Pre-snap penalties. Always the killer.
A false start penalty on Ellwood City. We'll back them up 5. So there's exactly, as you just said, exactly what Dan Bradley did not want to see, and that was pre-snap penalties.
Well, Eric, I think this might answer the question about Max Shevitz. Alex Medved, who normally wears number 8 because he's a tight end, is switching the jerseys to number 68.
Smiley throws far side, looking up the far sideline. That was intended for Partridge and overthrown again. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 16. Now, he can switch uniforms as long as he's on the opposite side of the ball. So he can go back to 8 and play tight end on the offensive side since they're different sides of the ball. So that shouldn't affect him
if
on
the
offensive side.
If they want to do that.
They want to do that.
And technically he could still line up as a tight end, but just, not be eligible to catch passes. We saw that a few years ago. Western Beaver had a kid, their defensive lineman, who just played fullback the entire game.
Smiley on 3rd down, trying to keep the drive alive, and he gets popped In the backfield, that is Jack Miles, the 6'3 junior. 9 tackles for loss and a sack a season ago, and he gets his season off to a hot start. That'll force a punt for Ellwood City with 7:20 to go in the opening frame.
Well, right up the A-gap. You saw it there on your LCAP instant replay. Just nowhere to go whatsoever. Loss of 9.
Shevitz is trying to plant that right foot down on the sideline as Smiley will punt it away. It's a high Ninja Star style punt. Hits right in front of the 50 and then takes a nice Ellwood City roll into Laurel territory and down right near the 38-yard line. So the Spartans will have their second offensive series of the night. No score here with 6:55 to go in the opening quarter. And Lucas Santini and company will be back on offense here once again.
Well, it gives us a chance to remind you about the special podcast each and every week, your previewing show podcast. It's brought to you by Penn Ohio Bottled Water. Give Penn Ohio Bottled Water a call for free delivery of your 3 or 5 gallon water cooler systems, or you can get cases of bottles delivered straight to your home or work at the brand new studios there at LCAP headquarters. And let me tell you, that was a lot of fun doing that there earlier this week, Eric.
Yeah, that really was. They did an excellent job to set us up in that facility. Can't wait to get back there next week and do episode number 2 with you, sir. As Santini takes the snap, handoff Faulkner. Faulkner right up the middle, and he is drilled. I mean, Daccio just laid right into him as he got to the 41 and planted him.
Yeah, no one biting on the potential fake, and wow. I mean, you want to talk about physics, that's what you call a perfectly elastic collision. Right there.
Now, we had
stuffed.
heard Daccio had some illness issues in camp, and we were wondering what his status was going to be tonight. And he obviously has come to play here as we expected. He was a force defensively last year for this Ellwood team. 20 tackles for loss.
8 tackles per game.
And he was an absolute machine a season ago as Miles goes in motion, and that is blown up. The ball is loose, and Santini has to scramble to recover it all the way back near the 29-yard line.
Declan O'Brien, the one who makes the initial hit, and I'll tell you what, good job Santini to see it and dive back on it in time.
And 22 offensive fumbles a season ago, and they lost 11 of them to Laurel. Had problems on the exchange tonight a couple times in warm-ups. Saw Santini, as a matter of fact, in that similar play with Miles. They bobbled that a couple times tonight in warm-ups.
And part of that on that one there, Eric, is not just, the exchange, but the fact that as you're trying to make, do I give it or do I pull it back out, right at that exact same time, you also had Declan O'Brien coming and making the hit at the same time. And I think a good Pontius Insurance timeout here with 5:20 remaining in the first quarter. Pontius Insurance, make sure you take the timeout and save money on your insurance by giving a call to Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, or Chase Giddings and get started on your home, auto, business, or life insurance.
Keep an eye on scores here tonight. All over the place, but primarily that Neshannock Mohawk game. You can watch on our other channel tonight if you desire. Laurel will be taking on those Warriors next Friday night for week 1 action.
And we'll also be at Union, as that's where Neshannock will travel in their game next week.
A couple of big early season matchups. That'll be a good test for Union next week. And for Laurel, we'll see what happens here the rest of the way tonight. But that could be an early must-win situation. Not must-win, but a very important game early in the season for both of those squads next week, depending on what happens here in week 0.
Wilmington 7-0 over Greenville. Neshannock and Mohawk tied at 7.
Santini back to pass. Lobs it down the field. Has a man in traffic, and that is incomplete. Into triple coverage, trying to drop that in a bucket, looking down the field for Colton Carlson, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we talked about it, that both these defenses struggled at times last year, Eric. Well, they've come out pretty strong here, especially Ellwood City. 30 points per game they allowed last season. Well, they forced 2 3-and-outs, a couple of hits for a loss, a forced fumble. I'd say Coach Bradley's got to be pleased with the way that his defense has come out swinging here tonight so far.
Curry standing back at his 35. It's a high snap on the punt. Carlson gets his foot into it, and a good one again. Falls right in the hands of Curry, trying to outrun the coverage, gets to the outside, is tripped up, flag comes in on the far side as Curry made his way towards his own sideline. We got another flag upfield near the 44-yard line, 43-yard line, so two of them on opposite ends of the hash.
Another good punt, though. Not quite a 56-yarder like the last one, but 38 yards there on that boot. But yeah, you're right. Two different hankies on the field, so it gives us a chance to remind you, coming back to the game, we will announce our MVP Insurance MVP of the game. Get in the game at MVP Insurance, where they coach you to better rates, better coverage. Call MVP for the win.
Referees discussing the call here. Let's see. Looks like we might have some form of offset. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like one signaled one way and one the other. They are still going over. It's week 0 for everybody, James.
Yes, it is.
Got to make sure you get these calls right. And here we go. Now they will walk over towards the other flag, which is right in front of Chris Smiley on the Ellwood City sideline.
So the block in the back is declined, and then another block in the back from the return is, I guess, the one that's going to be.
And this is exactly what it looks like here. Two of them on the play. And
here's going to be 2 penalties for blocks in the back.
One was accepted, one was not. So the one, I would assume that one was during the return and one that was during the kick. So you take the one that was during the kick because you penalize it from the spot where the punt was caught. But that's the third penalty now against Ellwood City. And they started their last drive inside their own 3. This one should be back at their own 20.
I will take the ball.
Wolverines from their own 20-yard line.
Back at the 20. Their own 20-yard line. Second offensive series of the night for Ellwood City. Smiley in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Elijah Palmer-McCain. Coming right side. Gets upended right near the 25-yard line. Tackle that time by Jacob McBride, making the stop for Laurel that time.
Yeah, JJ was not going to let himself get bowled over. Low man wins, and good job, too, because a lot of times you can be tempted to try to go and hurdle a man. It's still illegal in the high school game to hurdle over a man who is on their feet. But a good 5-yard gain for Palmer McCain, 3 carries for 10 yards here so far, midway through this opening quarter.
28 away from the all-time record at Ellwood City. Snap, he's going to get another carry right side, and there is Saunders, who read the play perfectly. He got in there low at the shoulder to stop EPM for no gain, and that's going to bring up third down.
Yeah, again, another good job of the low man winning, and this time it's Jackson Saunders, the outside linebacker, getting the job done. Saunders, who was part of 3 turnovers defensively. It was a kind of at times, a opportunistic defense. A lot of turnovers forced. On the other side, Ellwood City, they had just 10 total turnovers forced. I think that also could be a big key today.
Yeah, that is shockingly low for a team that made the playoffs a season ago. Smiley to throw it on third down. Little quick screen to the far side. A little bit of room for Hogue, but he's going to be taken down short of the first down over on the far side. Just shy of the 30-yard line, about a foot shy of the 30.
Ooh, he got a very generous spot. This is right on the line, and that probably is going to be enough to move the chains. Haven't seen a signal yet.
Those are the ball not even touching the 30, but it looks like they...
So it is just short.
Yeah, just short. Does Dan Bradley gamble here? That's the question. I say, what the heck?
It's week 0, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like they are going to go for it, as they did send Saunders back to receive the punt, and he had to come up to play defense. They're going to line up in a tight set, very tight behind Smiley. They went for it on a short third down last time with Smiley. They do it again, and he's going to have enough for another Ellwood City first down with 2:53 to go in the first quarter.
Well, the way I look at it, Eric, if you can't get a yard, nevertheless, and this was about 6 inches with a quarterback sneak, then you don't deserve to convert anyway. So I like the idea. Get up there, let your big boys just get some drive, push forward, get a gain of 2, first down.
Palmer McCain, by the way, we talked about that record, and he said it's been very physical in practice. They've worked on their physicality on the lines. That is shown early here offensively. That's a backwards pass to Curry. Gets to the 30, turns upfield. Nice move by Curry.
Ooh.
Gets popped hard and lost his helmet. And a good hard tackle by Santini. And we get a flag after the play.
Yeah, he said something to somebody on the bench after he lost his lid. He said the magic word, and the referee on the near sideline almost begrudgingly reached into the pocket and had to throw the flag.
Just can't do that.
So that was officially a backwards pass, correct?
That's the way it looked.
I'll give you that. So an 8-yard carry we'll give it for Curry, but
don't really have a line to. We get that Madden telestrator. We can.
I mean, we can work on that green screen technology.
Draw that line.
And that's going to be a dead ball penalty too. So unsportsmanlike conduct is going to be the call. So instead of 2nd down and 2, it's going to be 2nd down and 17.
Because it was a good play, too.
Yeah.
Good 8-yard play on 1st down after the 4th down conversion. It's going to take the ball back to the 24.
While we have a moment, LCAP Instant Replay, give a shout out to our powering sponsor, LCAP. Let LCAP Early Learning help your little ones blossom. There's immediate openings in childcare and preschool classrooms across the county. Give them a call, 724-944-7671.
So Smiley and company in the shotgun, 2nd and 17 from the 24-yard line. Palmer McCain behind him once again. Ellwood City's 2nd offensive series of the night. Smiley fires, catch made on the slant. Hogue breaks free. Hogue midfield, 45-40. He is off to the races, being trailed from behind and tackled near the sideline by Colton Carlson on a touchdown-saving tackle. We get another flag after the play. And we're going to get another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Ellwood City for a little bit of excessive celebration after the 1st down. Unbelievable.
They'd say unbelievable if we haven't seen it on literally the very previous play. So it ended up down to the 15.
Couple things on that play. Great throw by Smiley. In rhythm. Protection's been good for him early on. Good burst of speed by Hogue. And how about trailing the play to save the touchdown? Yeah. Carlson. And then this is going to turn out to actually benefit Laurel. Not only did they save the touchdown, they're going to back Ellwood City up because of the unsportsmanlike penalty. Defensive chance, not necessarily pinned up against their own end zone, as Dan Bradley's going to bring the team over to the sideline here with 2:08 to go.
I mean, 5 penalties for 48 yards, and those last 2 especially just being completely self-inflicted in the end, and that unfortunately negates what was a 61-yard completion. And it was a great throw, too. Only his receiver was going to be able to get it with that throw down low. Hogue went down, got it. You make the one-man miss because you're basically on an island on those perimeters. I mean, it's been great. I think get the ball to your guys in the quick screens like that, especially, and in that one on a quick slant. We have an official's timeout now, and I think this might be, not an actual timeout taken by either team, Eric. I wonder if this was designed just, hey, let's cool these teams off a little bit, because there has been some chatter out there. Definitely the magic word been said twice by Ellwood City players. Laurel, no penalties against the Spartans yet. And I made it almost 10 minutes of game time, Eric, but no, this is not the Big Ten. We are not up in Michigan when we have Wolverines and Spartans here. So we will not make any Big Brother references.
That's going to take the penalty is going to take the ball back to the 30. And just a quick update on Max Shevitz, by the way. He is still on the sideline. Helmet's on.
He's talking with Coach Cooper right now. You can know he wants to get back in.
He is. Gagrick and Palmer McCain in the backfield with Smiley. Snap, handoff. Palmer McCain picking his way. Carlson got hands on him, but EPM's going to fight him his way forward inside the 30. right near the 25-yard line for a gain of 5. As we tick under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, still scoreless. It'll be a 2nd down and 5 for Ellwood City.
I mean, here's the craziness of this. They've already got 84 yards of offense on this drive, but with the 30 yards worth of penalties in the middle of the drive, they still haven't even made it into the red zone yet.
These are things that prevent you from taking that championship step. That's exactly what Dan Bradley talked about in the run-up to the season opener here. Limiting those penalties. As Smiley on 2nd down. EPM again up the middle. Little bit of room, and he keeps the legs moving, still moving. Look at the power of Elijah Palmer McCain. He's still down as he just barrels his way through the interior Laurel defense.
Ends up getting 5 yards out of it, and a good job by the officials not blowing the whistle because he was still making progress forward.
They're not going to give him enough for the first down. It's 3rd down and 1 as we're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Ellwood City on the drive, big play, Smiley to Hogue. They also converted a 4th down on this drive with a Smiley sneak. Smiley under center this time. Palmer McCain, another run, good hard run. Ducks down to take on the contact of McBride and also Carlson, who's been extremely busy on this drive defensively for Laurel.
Another 3rd down conversion, and take a look at that, Eric, right there. Laurel, 2 offensive drives, 2 3-and-outs. Ellwood City, 9 plays on their first drive. This is going to be the 10th play of their second drive. Play clock and game clock basically even, so they will have to snap it again. I like this under center, staying with the power football.
Grennan blocking for Palmer McCain. Good burst by Elijah as he gets down across the 15, inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. A gain of 6 that time. It'll be 2nd and 4. But we'll have to do it on the other end of the field as we're going to get through the first 12 minutes here. Scoreless, Ellwood City driving, and they will have an opportunity inside Laurel territory, inside the Laurel red zone when we flip ends and come back to you live from Laurel High School. You're watching high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madure and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenia Opal or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project. Second quarter underway here at Laurel High School. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you, our crew from the Lawrence County Sports Network. Opening week coverage here, week 0. And it is scoreless here between Laurel and Ellwood City. The Spartans backed up on their heels here a little bit as Ellwood City is in the Laurel red zone trying to get the first points of the season here. They face a 2nd and 5 from the Laurel 13. Gagrick and Palmer McCain in the backfield. Smiley has Hogue top of the screen.
And this will be the 11th play of the current drive, Eric. A drive that began 5 minutes ago.
Smiley back to pass. Going to look to air it out. Going to take off and run. Has the ball in his left hand. Slides and gets crunched right near the 5-yard line. Ellwood City wants a penalty for some contact upstairs, but Smiley was in the act, and it looked like both guys were angling for the same position, so no flag that time. A good run, picks up a first down. It's 1st and goal for Ellwood City just underway here in the second.
And as you mentioned, they are in the red zone. Ellwood City is. Make sure you stop by the red zone just up the road on Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township for all your county sporting apparel needs.
Palmer McCain and Gagrick in the backfield once again. 1st and goal for Ellwood City. Snap, Gagrick, handoff, up the middle, crunched as he gets to the 5. And he has nowhere really to go. Maybe a gain of 1 to bring up 2nd down and goal. Casey Wilson on the stop. for Laurel that time. 2nd down and goal. Again, it's Palmer McCain and Gagrick in the backfield. Smiley in the shotgun. Motion by Danucci. Lost the snap. Smiley picks it up, finds room, and then that door closes quickly. As once again, Laurel's defense, and Smiley lost his helmet that time.
Yeah, GC ripping at that ball late. Colton Carlson, he wanted to get another one of those strips of the football and try to get a turnover deep inside the red zone. But yeah, you're going to have to now bring in a new quarterback because the helmet came off on what was deemed a legal play. Here's good news. Max Shevitz making his way back out onto the field.
That is a good sign for Laurel for sure. See what they do here. They brought A.J. Grennan in, the backup tight end.
Well, and the backup quarterback on our chart here is younger brother Tyler Smiley. He's number 18, but it looks like it's going to be a Wildcat with Palmer McCain taking it with Gagrich to his right.
And it will be Palmer McCain up the middle, fighting, lowers his shoulder, pushes his way through the Laurel defense, and in the end zone for the touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run by Elijah Palmer McCain. And with 10:29 to go in this first half, Ellwood City is on the board first. It is Wolverines.
Yeah, lowered his shoulder and basically just ended up giving a ride to Jaden Iorio, the defender, trying to hold on. And here's an interesting factoid for tonight. Both teams' point afters will be attempted by female kickers. Maya Jarrett for Laurel, and on here for Ellwood City is Caitlin Kreitzer.
Good snap. Hogue gets it down, kick is away, and it splits the uprights. So Kreitzer 1 for 1. Last season 22 of 28 on PATs. Did not attempt a field goal, but her first extra point of the season is good. It's 7-0 Ellwood City as they have jumped on top of Laurel here in the first half. We'll take a timeout. You're watching high school football coverage on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
About a 14-play, 80-yard drive. Really had 110 yards of offense technically on the drive. 6 minutes and 31 seconds off of the clock.
Effective way to do it here is they kick it away. It's a short kick, and it's fielded over on the far side by McBride. And Laurel, down by 7, will have a chance here on its third offensive series of the night. Let's try to see if they can try to get something going here offensively. They have had to punt both times. And despite some self-infliction by Ellwood City, they have the early lead, but now is, if you're Brian Cooper and company, now is where you want to see your team respond and see what kind of moxie this team is going to have for 2024.
And really, it's just, how about let's get a first down. The 6 plays run versus on the other side now 23 plays run.
Santini man in motion, hands off. It is Saunders trying to power his way through the middle. Follow the big block of Casey Wilson, and a good job that time by Evan Twaddell to get him dragged down after a gain of 4. So it's 2nd down and 6 for Laurel.
Jackson Saunders in there. Again, wide receiver, Wildcat quarterback. Now he's going to be playing some running back, the 6 foot, 170-pound senior. And got hit hard here, but whistles before the play even happened. Must have been motion on that far side, but listed at 170, but plays a lot harder and a lot stronger than that. Looks like Spartans might have just gotten charged with their first penalty, Eric.
Yeah. We're going to back them up 5 yards, and we'll do it again here on 2nd down and 11 with 10:04 to go in the first half.
By the way, that drive summary brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace, Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Check out the cafe and bakery section. Remember, you can place a to-go order online, josephsnc.com.
2nd down 11 with running clock coming up on 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Santini and company trying to muster some kind of offense here in this first half, trailing by 7. Continues to be Saunders in the backfield with him.
Right now, 7 plays for 5 yards of offense.
Miles and Carlson are on the near side. Now Carlson's going to motion out. Santini looks this way, pitches it out near side to Miles. Nice cutback. Stays on his feet. Gets a good first down across the 40.
Yeah.
He's tripped up just over the 40-yard line, but a much-needed first down for Laurel. Actually, is going to be short of the first down, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, let that play again, because a great job here by number 26, Dante Pierce, forcing him back inside where he was, but just a good job of moving the tacklers by Miles. 9-yard pickup.
Santini under center this time. First time tonight he's done that. Miles and Carlson in the backfield. It is 3rd down and 2 for Laurel. Thought Saunders might have stretched just enough for that first, but he was shy of it. Going to hand it off to him again. Gets a burst of speed. Gets by one defender, and then Partridge and Hogue clean him up. But he is beyond the first down marker, and now it is a first down for Laurel with 8:47 to go in the first half.
Yeah, but again, credit the second effort. First from Miles on the second down play, and then the legs still going from Saunders on that one to pick up 4.
Saunders now far side. Santini under center again. I beg your pardon. That's Miles far side. Saunders stays in the backfield.
But again, that's the first down of the game for Laurel, and it comes at about the 8:30 mark of the second quarter.
Much needed. Carlson on the little end around, trying to get to the far side. Now turns upfield. Good field vision by Carlson. Spun out of a tackle. Twaddell has to grab his jersey to yank him down, but another first down for Laurel here with 8:14 to go in the first half, inside Ellwood City territory, down to the Wolverines' 42, 43-yard line.
Colton Carlson, just kind of an unsung hero, kind of forgotten about from a year ago, missed the first half of the season, but beautiful work there, getting the end around. And again, the patience. We've seen such great patience from the running backs and the quarterbacks so far today, Eric, and waiting for those blocks to develop and not really forcing anything. 13-yard gain there.
Santini under center once again. He's operated from there the last couple of plays. Motion towards us is Miles. Handoff. It is Saunders again. Daccio meets him head up and drags him down after a short gain of about 2 that time. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Under 8 to go in the first half.
Well, the reason it makes a difference, too, going under center, just changes a bit of a flow. You're running downhill if you're Saunders or Faulkner. And makes the defense have to react just a little bit more quickly. And again, just changing it up. Sometimes the plays take too long to develop. I like these quick hitters, whether it's the runs up the gut or the passes out into the flat.
Santini hands it off. Carlson this time got through one defender, and then Grinnan gets dragged inside the 35 to the 34. A gain of 6 that time. It'll be 3rd down and about, I'm going to call it a long one for Laurel.
But again, another wrinkle, putting both Saunders and Colton Carlson in the backfield. That's where they are again on either side of the quarterback, Lucas Santini.
Leaning on that offensive line, which Brian Cooper said they wanted to do. Even though they want more balance, the bread and butter is up front. And again, we said it, 265 pounds average across that offensive front for Laurel. Snap, Santini, hands off Carlson. Good little hop into traffic. Brennan got hands on him first, but it's enough for another Laurel first down with 6:27 to go, 6:29 to go in the first half.
Yeah, well, what was the average, 265?
265 across the board as J.J. McBride's in and Carlson is out. Carlson's got his helmet off as he comes to the sideline.
Yeah, getting a quick breather. I mean, you got to keep an eye on number 50, P.J. Dubois at 5'11", 350 himself, because he actually busted through, and if not for the quick feet in the backfield from Carlson on that last play, he would not have converted on that first down.
Got the Ellwood City defense on their knees here before the snap. We get a little motion that time by Saunders, and that's going to be 5 yards against Laurel.
Yeah, Saunders was actually fine. He was essentially just a motion man, but one of the guys on the line also moved, which makes it a illegal procedure. Second penalty of the game, second penalty of the drive. Pre-snap penalties for both of them, and Laurel, after 7 strong plays to start this drive, not the way you want to start on 1st and 10, pushing yourself backwards.
5:59 to go in the first half. 7-0 Ellwood City. Elijah Palmer McCain, the only touchdown so far tonight. Santini in the shotgun. On 1st and 15 from the Ellwood City 30, trying to capitalize on the best drive of the night for the Spartans, trying to equalize this game at 7 just before half. Santini going to put it in the air this time. Throws low, and a diving effort by Miles. It skips on the ground. It's incomplete. It'll be second down.
It looked like Santini kind of second-guessed himself as he went to throw that, almost like he was going to try to tuck it away.
Flag on the play right near the line of scrimmage, too.
Initial signal is holding there, Eric. So 2nd and 15 or 1st and 25?
Down. It looks like the Spartans will be going.
Coming up after the game, we will announce our Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Seasonal allergies, changes in the weather, sitting on the bleachers too long, they can all affect how you feel on a daily basis. Headaches, joint pain, and sinus pressure, even congestion, they can all be alleviated with chiropractic work. Visit Dr. Maley, Dr. Ardro, Dr. Bowser at Maley Chiropractic, keeping you in the game. Looks like they will accept that penalty and push the Spartans back.
2nd down, 25 now for the Spartans as they take that ball back to the 45.
So it should be 1st and 25, right? Because then it would have been no play. Correct?
Going to stay at 2nd down. That'll be something we can keep an eye on. Santini having to scramble out of the pocket. Twidell rather, bearing down, throws it across the middle. It's caught by Carlson, and he is dropped at the 35. So it's going to be a gain of 10. There's another flag down at the 40.
They're going to call a legal man downfield, and I'm sorry, but I don't think that's the right call. The lineman went down the field before the ball was caught, but he did not go down the field until well after that ball was thrown. The official then looked and saw the lineman 5 yards in front of him. But what he didn't see is that he was still behind the line of scrimmage when that ball was thrown. So if this is a legal man downfield, based on the view I had, Eric, I don't think that's the right call.
I agree with you, and they may be discussing this, but it looks like they're gonna go with it here as they go over to talk to Dan Bradley.
Yeah, here we got a great view on the LCAP instant replay. He was a yard past the line of scrimmage. You're allowed to be within 1 yard if you're in a free blocking zone. It was, I stand corrected, further down the field than I had first thought.
And it is a legal man downfield, so that will negate the play. Take the ball back into Laurel territory just over the 50. It is right on the Spartan helmet on the Laurel side, the nose piece of the Spartan helmet right at midfield.
We still have that it should be 1st down and 30 because it was a holding or a false start and then a holding penalty on 1st down where there was an incomplete pass. They accepted it, and now legal man downfield.
Santini fires near side, catch made. It's Saunders crunched out of bounds on the near side. Good tackle that time by Dante Pierce right up on the Laurel sideline, but a good effort that time by Santini, one of his best throws of the night. Tell me this is, okay, they marked that. I thought for a second they were bringing that back too. It looked like Laurel was backing up, but there was no laundry on the field.
So again, it is on the scoreboard, it's 3rd and 19. On the sideline, it's 3rd and 19. We have it should be 2nd and 19.
And you are correct. 3rd, but going to go with it here. 3rd and 19 for the Spartans. Nobody really has recognized that on the Laurel sideline either. Snap to Santini. He's going to roll out, looking, fires, comeback route. It's caught on the far side. Not enough for a 1st down. Tyler Shear makes the grab right near the 25, right on the 25. Gain of 14. It's still going to be 4th down and 5.
In theory. Again, we have it that it should be 3rd down and 5, unless we're missing something here.
The long last one for Jarrett was 26 yards. They are out of her range, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5. And why not with 4 minutes to go? You might as well try to capitalize here on this drive. It's been beset by penalties, and whether or not it is actually 4th down, who knows?
Well, they're playing like it's 4th and 5, and they are going for it.
Santini in the shotgun. McBride comes out of the backfield. Santini looks, fires. That is McBride with a catch. Turns upfield, gets to the 20, inside the 20, and a 1st down for Laurel to keep the sticks moving as Dom Hogue and Declan O'Brien make the stop for Ellwood City, but it's 1st down, Laurel with 3:37 to go in the 1st half.
How about that for a conversion? Get it to McBride. He's, again, quickly finds the hole, plants the left foot, gets upfield, knows he needs to get inside the 20, needs 5, picks up 6, and guess what? That 3rd down, 4th down, it's all moot now.
Carlson and Saunders are back in there in the backfield. It's Miles and Shear, top of your screen, bottom of your screen. It is Xavier Johnson. Santini in the shotgun. A must drive here for Laurel to end this 1st half. Handoff Saunders up the middle, powers his way down towards the 15. Right near the 16-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as we come up on 3 minutes to go in the opening half.
Now, this is Laurel Spartan football that we were expecting. I mean, you're talking about a drive now. That was the 10th play of the drive. Well, maybe 11th play of the drive, I guess, technically. But it started with about 10 and a half minutes remaining in the quarter. So you're talking about a 7+ minute drive here going on for Laurel.
And Shears the man top of your screen. He made that big catch to set up that 4th down 2 plays ago. Saunders goes in motion, pitch to the far side. Carlson and Daccio is in there to blow it up. Carlson gets by him, but he can't. On the second effort, get by Davis Drake, who tore up the field to get after him. That play blown up, though, by Caden Daccio right off the bat.
Yeah, Daccio doesn't get the tackle or the tackle for loss, but he is the reason why that is a near 10-yard loss. Look at him come right in on the Laurel Cap instant replay. Breaks right around the outside and drives the man back. And a good job of cleaning up the mess from Drake Davis.
3rd and 15 now for Laurel. 2 minutes to go in the first half. They trail it by 7. Elijah Palmer McCain a touchdown about 10 minutes ago for Ellwood City. The only score so far in the first half here. We thought we might have a high-scoring game. Touche. Santini retreats, throws. That one is low, but it is caught by Carlson at the 15. So it's going to be a gain of 9, well short of a first down. 90 seconds to go in the first half, and here we go. It's 4th and 5 again from the 24. And Brian Cooper is going to call a Pontius Insurance timeout again. They are out of Maya Jarrett range. The long last year for Jarrett was 26. So they would need at least 10 more, and she only attempted 1 field goal on the season. You can't week 0.
Right.
You're not thinking 3 anyway. If it's to win the game, maybe, but at this stage, get the 6.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now, they do also have a freshman, Tony Guyewitz, who they told us would be the
place kicker?
Yeah, the specialist, I guess, would be the better way to look at that. But, yeah, I'm thinking you are playing the way that you're playing for a reason. It's a great drive. Let's go and finish it off now. 4th down, and call it 6. They need to get just inside the 10-yard line to get that first down.
Action on going all across Lawrence County, all across the WPIAL tonight. A couple scores that we see. Big one, Seton LaSalle North Catholic. They are tied at 6 right now. 6A, a good one going between Upper St. Clair and Mount Lebanon right now. 7-3 Upper St. Clair in front of that one. The Lawrence County scores here coming up at halftime.
Laurel, their first trip into the red zone, a long drive. This is the 14th play of the drive. It was a 14-play scoring drive for Ellwood City, but a 4th down and 6 coming.
McBride in the backfield with Santini. 4th down and 6 from the 15. We got movement up front.
And you just had a timeout. You talked it over. And then not on the same page. Kevin Mahoney a little anxious to get going.
Now we'll back Laurel up 5. Make it 4th and 11.
Tell you what, the stats for this drive are insane. Santini 5 for 5 to 5 different receivers. But Laurel now with 5 penalties of their own on this drive for 25 yards. So much like Ellwood City, 30 yards of penalties on their drive. Laurel not helping their own cause. 4th and 11, and now we're going to get Ellwood City taking their first timeout.
Pontius Insurance timeout by Ellwood City and Dan Bradley. And with 1:24 to go in the first half, we're going to try to come up with something here to get that touchdown back. Timeout brought to you by Pontius Insurance. Visit pontiusinsurance.com to request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. Eric Thomas and James Dotson with you here. Opening night of the high school football season in the state of Pennsylvania. A couple states already have had 2 weeks of action across the country. Big one last night. ESPN doing their big high school football showcase. If you missed it last night, IMG, the powerhouse, they lost in their opener last night.
How about the story going on with St. Francis coming up? So St. Francis, which is similar in stature to what an IMG Academy is, They are playing Central Catholic, but their schedule also says they're playing Newcastle, playing North Allegheny. And the latest rumor, we've not gotten it confirmed, was that the JV team was playing North Allegheny, the varsity team was playing Central Catholic on the same night or back-to-back nights. Not exactly sure, but
technically that game for North Allegheny does not count then.
It would, right, exactly.
Santini will throw on the run, rolls out to the right. Santini takes off, finds a little bit of space, cuts back, and he is going to be short of the first down over on the far side with 1:14 to go. Gave it a good effort, but is going to come up just a couple yards shy of the first down, and Ellwood City's going to take over with 74 seconds to go in the first half.
A 14-play drive that results in a turnover on down. Drive taking 10 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. You hate to say that's a win for Laurel, because it's not. You didn't put points on the board, but at the same time, when your first two drives get absolutely nothing, that's something you can build on when you're going to go into the locker room here in 1:14 and to be able to work with and say, look, we can move the ball. Let's go and do it now.
Technically, if St. Francis, back to that point quickly, is Palmer McCain will get the handoff on first down to the sideline. Palmer McCain and the first down. Let's see. Going to mark him out of bounds just shy of the first down over on the far side, right at the 21. It's about a yard shy of the first down. Technically, if St. Francis were to start their varsity team in that game and play a series, they could yank them, and that game would count.
Yeah.
That is the intricacies of the rule. That happened a couple years ago between Harrisburg and State College when the Cougars were trying to get enough games in during the COVID season of 2020 to qualify for the playoffs. They had to play on a Friday and then a Monday. As Smiley looks to pass, gets a block, breaks out to the far side, scrambles out of bounds, is tapped out of bounds there by Miles. Ellwood City wants a flag for a late hit out of bounds by Miles. Good no call that time by the officials with 59 seconds to go in the first half. It is a first down for Ellwood City, though.
Just for an update on Elijah Palmer McCain, that 8-yard gain gives him 37 yards officially on the night, so he is 1 yard away. So he technically is tied, if our numbers are correct, with the all-time leading rusher, Damon Thompson, who was part of that big squad in the late 80s. 2,799 total yards. Palmer McCain, we believe, tied with him, needs one more to get the all-time record.
If they give it to him here, they won't. Smiley throws. That one is tipped and knocked away. Good job that time defensively by talented freshman Tyler Fuchs.
Yeah, Fuchs, the starting center on offense, playing two ways on the defensive end. And when we went to the camp, Eric, we talked to all these teams and all these players, and we always asked, who's a young guy who's really impressing in camp, whose name maybe we won't hear this year, but we'll hear it down the road. And oh my, they were all like, oh, Tyler Fuchs. Tyler Fuchs, man, he's playing great. He's playing hard. He's playing strong. This is the freshmen were all part of the junior high championship team a year ago, but Fuchs on this one, one of many on the defensive line, biting on the hard count.
That'll be 5 yards against Laurel with 57 seconds. Yeah, Brian Cooper saying earlier this preseason, big, strong freshman. Doesn't look like an average freshman. He certainly does not, at least from up here. Called him very coachable, too, and that's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're a young player, but the sky is the limit for that young man.
His mother's a teacher, so, I mean, that tells me enough right there.
Second down and 5. Low snap. Smiley retreats. And he's going to throw it off his back foot out of bounds. And Curry was in the area, but that one sailed way over his head. It's 3rd and 5 with 50.5 to go in the first half.
And right on cue, who was it? It was big number 51 right there, Tyler Fuchs, who was coming in and forcing the backside pressure.
50 seconds remain, first half.
And building block for this Laurel team for sure going forward. So much young talent on this team, so much young talent across all their sports. Baseball had a good year in the spring of 2024. Smiley again on 3rd down out of the shotgun. Little dump off this time. Palmer McCain sheds a tackler, gets to the sideline, first down, and he is out of bounds up near the 40. See where they mark him, 43-yard line. It's a first down again, 13-yard gain for Palmer McCain with 43 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, good job to shake off that first tackle as well for the big gain of 14 on the pitch and catch. Again, the quick hitters, I think that's key. Quick hitters for both of these quarterbacks. Get the ball to the playmakers and let them make things happen. By the way, now 5 of 7 on 3rd down is Ellwood City.
Impressive stat here in the first half. Smiley, by the way, 8 times last season, over 50% completion. They got him in a rhythm early. Slings it over the middle. Catch is made into Laurel territory near the 40, and across the 40 goes Gavin Partridge. And they're going to hurry up to the line here after the first down. Clock stops momentarily. Smiley gets everybody up there. He will be under center and spike it, even though they have 2 timeouts left. They'll save him here with 31 seconds left. That is the mark of a veteran team to hustle up to that line. And Smiley quickly under center. Good, hard, tight spiral over the middle by Smiley, and he continues to be in a rhythm here in this first half.
Yeah, not a Pontius Insurance timeout. I thought the same thing, that they would use one. They still have 2 remaining, but try to save it. And apparently you're thinking, you're going to have 4 down territory at this point.
Palmer McCain, you mentioned 1 yard short. Smiley continues to air it out here. He's looking deep down the field, has a man in and out of the hands down the far sideline. That was Palmer McCain. He was trying to feed it to, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, kind of a little wheel route action for Palmer McCain, and he's tapping his chest. He thinks he should have come down with that one. 25 seconds remaining, and here's why, maybe the spike ends up kind of hurting, because that does lose you a down here, Eric. Yes, I know you still got timeouts left, and you've trained for it. I'm sure you've done 2-minute drill plenty of times. You trust that you guys know what they're going to do, but you're right. It ends up missing and taking away one of your downs here.
Smiley in the shotgun once again. Curry and Partridge, bottom of your screen. Palmer McCain in his hip pocket. Snap, Smiley looks. He's going to air it out one more time. Wants to go deep. Throws short on the sideline. It's tipped and almost intercepted.
Yes, it is.
It is intercepted over on the far side. And that is Jack Miles, who tipped it, pulled it in, got his feet down, and Laurel comes up with a big turnover with 18.8 seconds left to go to close the half out. Excellent job defensively. And the drive by Ellwood City thwarted as Smiley throws his first pick of the season.
First pick of the season, first Medora Bonner Law change in possession for the season. Make sure you protect your possessions with a local insurance company of Medora, or with a local attorney's practice, at Medora Bonner Law. Visit MedoraBonnerLaw.com to see how they can serve you. I'll get it eventually.
Again,
did you say it's
week 0 for everybody?
Week 0, game 1 for all of you who hate week 0. I don't like it particularly either, but it is still officially called week 0.
Santini will just take a knee. And all things considered, yes, Laurel would have liked to have that drive, that 14-play drive where they did not get any points out of it. You could not ask for the half to end better for the Spartans defense, though. They come up with a big turnover as Jack Miles makes the play. Made plenty of them last season, makes a big one to close the half. We got a good one here through the first 24 minutes. Ellwood City has a 7-0 lead as we head to the locker rooms here in week 0. Come on back for the halftime show after this on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Since 1911, the City Rescue Mission has been serving to love all that come through our doors, extending mercy and providing grace just as God has done for each of us, serving with a compassionate heart and sharing the good news of the gospel and the hope we all have in Jesus Christ, just like we've done since 1911. We can't do this alone, and we continue to need your help.
At Medora Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medora, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoraBonnerLaw.com for more information.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix and Tracy Giddings and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Nominations are now being accepted for the LCAP Team of the Month and the LGKG Male and Female Athlete of the Month. Log on to lcsportsnet.com/awards to nominate your favorite team or athlete today.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with a level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zingleopole or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
That's a song by the band Kiss. The Blue Band ends its 7th show with the energetic rock and roll all night.
I can walk in there.
Only about this big right now. It's 14 feet. Pretty much. The township. Yeah. Where the culvert's running through, it eroded it. And every time it rains, it gets a little worse. Eventually, somebody's going to come that way with a heavy enough vehicle to hit it with their truck. They would look at it. They said they would. That was a month and a half ago. They need to go to a meeting. They can tell you the race is not their problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lincoln High School marching blue band. The blue band is under the direction of Paul and Justin Miller. Choreography by Tyler Bacon Westfall, percussion by Evan Berchinski, mallets by Janelle Berchinski, and under the field leadership of drum major Wyla Fox and Peyton Confer. And we'll go to the voice of the blue band, and thank you for supporting our Lincoln High School marching blue band. Ladies and gentlemen, the blue band bump.
The Ellwood City Lincoln High School Marching Blue Band. A little 70s show. Give a shout out to the entire crew there from Lincoln High School. Mr. Lee Caldwell, Justin Miller, the directors for the Blue Band. And shout out to their drum majors as well, Lila Fox and Peyton Confer. 7-0, the halftime score. Ellwood City leading over Laurel. We're going to continue to feast on some Laurie Heights food and turn it back over to the Laurel Spartan marching band. The Spartan marching band under the direction of Mr. Scott Boyer with drum majors Kaylee Shaner and Valerie Hauser. And they're going to be taking you on a little road trip. So we'll sing it back over to our PA announcer here for the Spartan marching band.
Laurel Spartan marching band.
Yeah, there's occasionally gets a lump that comes across the road. Down there.
Our drum majors are Haley Cater and Valerie Hauser. Drum majors, please stand ready. Tonight, our performance will take you on a Spartan road trip. Please sit back and enjoy the ride. We begin with the 1970 Mississippi Queen, a song by the American rock band Mountain.
The neighbor and I had some guy recommended City Trim. And then he was never there. I think he had like better areas, so he asked us for permission and then never had trials. Most of them, some guy lined up this year that said, "Hey, I'm going to come back anytime we have permission."
No, except the content.
If you mess with the camera, there's like fire. So like, I guess he had gone through a number of years ago. He had been in he hired a guy that could introduce this traffic. And he did a lot of it. A set of single set. And then every table in there knows like how to walk.
The Spartan dance line is featured in the California Girls song by Katy Perry, led by pro section leader Abigail Richards and Taylor Smith.
But you guys look good. Yeah.
Next song is "I'm Tipping Up Boston." This song features our Spartan color guard led by section leader Ty Shanklin.
Back on eight. Yeah, so somebody got it.
They're in the their ball is not so that is such a strange sound. Yeah, Grace laughed. I don't know what it is. There's some freaking crazy sounds. I told her it was a Sasquatch. They were yeah, they say that people could not tell the difference between that and tried it back
Our marching band is under the direction of Mr. Scott Boyer. The percussion instructor and assistant band director is Mr. Josh Johnson. Mr. Nate Grossman is the local drum instructor. Mr. Ian Kramer is the woodwind instructor.
As we continue on the halftime show here with a 7-0 Ellwood City lead over Laurel here at the half. Gotta give this quick score update. How about 30-21 Mohawk over Neshannock at the half, just up the road, Eric? Not sure if we saw that coming. Certainly didn't see the high-scoring affair there. We thought we might see one here, but the defenses have been holding strong in the first 24 minutes of play here.
Yeah, we honestly thought we were going to see that game
yeah.
here tonight, and it's been the exact opposite. So, I mean, look, again, I think it's important for people everywhere, you know, if you're Neshannock, don't panic there. If you're Mohawk, don't read too much into it. You know, it's week 0. Like, these things are going to happen. That's a rival. We saw, you know, last year that was a hotly contested game, low scoring, you know, won by Neshannock. Good offensive line in that game. I mean, they really, really went after each other last year in that contest. And, you know, I'm not necessarily surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe the high scoring I am, but, you know, anything can happen. It's the opening night.
You got Bobby Fadden, you got Jackson Chapman. What else do you need right there?
Anything can happen with those two guys. I mean, we know that all too well after watching them in just about every sport.
So we have I'm not going to say a new tradition because it might be new for us, Eric, but long-time tradition of Mark Shaw's, who was the essentially the reason why this network was created. Was this is kind of his vision to have a Lawrence County network. Back in the day, it was with the radio continuing to happen, but his sudden passing 7 years ago, we're glad to continue on his legacy. His voice will always reign on the intro, but we have a new one this year. We're going to call it the Ponchitz Insurance 50-50 toss. So what Shawzy would do at every single game, he would always buy a 50-50 ticket. How many times did he win?
I'm going to guess none.
Never.
Yeah.
He never won. It was always a joke. He and Lee would split it. They just never won. But every time he did, they would announce the number, which they just did. It's a loser. There's your Shawzy toss right there. Another loser, another donation. But we thank Ponchitz Insurance. Any 50-50 that we win here during the fall is going straight into the newly created Mark Shaw's scholarships that we're going to be giving out at the end of the year. Those scholarships are going out to any high school student who is going into the field of journalism, sports broadcasting, or multimedia. We'll get you a lot more details going on, including, Eric will be glad to hear this, we have just confirmed a date for the golf outing to help benefit that scholarship fund as well. We're glad to do it and help to continue on the Mark Shaw's legacy, and it's going to be fun doing that throughout the course of this year, and hopefully we get some luck here and win one of these, right?
Just very well may. You know, you got to be smart. You got to play your 10, 20 ticket play, and we'll see what happens.
Well, one donation down the tank, but thank you to Ponchitz Insurance and for their helping in the dedication to this and to providing in that scholarship fund as well. For more information, visit lcsportsnet.com/scholarship, and you can also find out how you can help into that scholarship fund, or how down the road you can apply. Those applications will begin accepting after the new year. Let's take a look at our first half scoring recap. It's brought to you by Creative Edge, and let's see who does have the edge here in the first half. 92 yards of offense for Laurel, 163 yards for Ellwood City. Chris Smiley throwing 5 of 13 in the first half for 106 yards. 3 of those catches to Daylon Curry. He's got 76 yards. Elijah Palmer McCain, 10 carries, 37 yards. So 1 yard off of the all-time rushing record at Ellwood City. It was a 14-play scoring drive that had 80 yards of offense. But really, that means they had 110 yards just from scrimmage because they had 2 personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct penalties. That gave it was a wildcat run from Elijah Palmer McCain from 2 yards out that gave them the 7-0 lead. Caitlin Kreiser with the point after. Laurel, give them credit. They came right back on their next drive with a 14-play drive of their own. Took 10.5 minutes off the clock, but they ended up turning it over on downs. Penalties hurt them on that drive too, Eric. How about 5 for 25, pushing them back? They also had over 100 yards of offense on that drive, but couldn't punch it into the end zone. Elwood City drives down to end the half, but interception, Jack Miles picking off Chris Smiley. And that's it. 3 drives each in the first half for both Laurel and Ellwood City. Not a whole lot of fireworks that we may have expected. The defenses are doing their job.
Yeah, they are. And, a couple things stood out to me in that first half. And we'll see what Ellwood City decides to do here in the third quarter. One, they really have worked to get Chris Smiley into a rhythm throwing the football.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing risky about his throws. A lot of them are short. A lot of them are screens. They're trying to get him in a flow. They want him to throw with some confidence. Last year, we mentioned 8 times he was over 50%. That's pretty good considering they played how many games? 11 last season. But there were times where they really needed him to be a little something more, and that's kind of where that confidence boost comes in that he was talking about in the preseason run-up to this opener. I'm a little surprised that they haven't leaned more on Palmer McCain in the first half. And maybe we'll see that in the second half. Maybe you don't want to wear him down. You don't want to take too much tread off the tire here in week 0. But I just think that there's something coming where this game doesn't feel like it's over, but it also doesn't feel like Ellwood City is out of control of it right now.
Yeah.
Even though there's only 1 touchdown. Laurel really has to prove something to us here in the second half. I know, again, it's week 0. You don't read too much into it, but they really need to get on another drive, get behind that offensive line. They're going to be on defense here first to start the second half, but get behind that offensive line, get the ball down the field, and tie this thing up. And it's paramount for them to start the third quarter without any further damage. 2 touchdowns in this game. I sort of get the sense that it might be over at that point. So they really have to buckle down on defense, turn Ellwood City over, don't allow another touchdown, and then sustain a nice drive behind that offensive line and try to square this thing up.
That's your Creative Edge first half scoring recap, where design and construction come together with experience. That's from concept to creation. They combine their extensive construction experience with creative design and make your project a reality. Teams back out onto the field. So while we have a moment, Eric, before we get ready for the second half, let's take a look at those keys to the game and see how we're making progress on those works in progress keys to the game. Laurel, we set control to line of scrimmage. It took a couple of series before they really started to do so, but it's all about Colton Carlson and Jack Miles, the slot machines, and they've got the big plays so far. Jack on defense, Colton moving in the backfield, getting a few carries on that last drive. For Laurel, they're right there. They just need to put a couple of drives together now after a confidence-building 14-play drive.
I think the defense for Laurel, James, has actually played pretty good in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't done a whole lot wrong outside of that one drive, but where they went right down the field, where Ellwood City went right down the field. Been a couple of 4th down conversions in this game, but I think that Laurel has to feel pretty confident right now putting this unit back on the field to start the second half. Again, they can't allow any further damage. I really do think that they've played pretty well. They've got to get some confidence. It's going to have to start on the defensive side of the ball. They have to get a turnover, something to kind of seal that, take that momentum away. And then you also have to start thinking about, if you're Laurel too, I think you also have to start thinking about field position in this game too,
Mm-hmm.
because if your defense is playing pretty well and you have a chance to pin them deep or make them, go the full length of the field or 3/4 length of the field, you got to start thinking about that field position if you punt them all. And we know they have a weapon that can do that too. We've already seen it here tonight with Carlson. So this could stay low scoring, which I think you and I did not expect. I mean,
No.
we thought maybe a 2-touchdown swing somewhere along the way in this game, and we have not seen it yet.
On the other side, Elijah Palmer McCain was the key. He's 1 yard away now from the history right there with the all-time leading record. The defense, they're pitching a shutout, and Smiley, until that last pass, Eric, I was really impressed with how Chris Smiley had played as well. Just that last one, it's almost like you never even saw Jack Miles there going into coverage.
Yeah, and they did a good job to disguise that. And Smiley, outside of that throw, and you can almost kind of throw that away. I know they were driving at the end of the half there, and they were trying to get that other score, but it's the end of the half. I mean, they're scrambling, they're wasting downs. They come down to third down. They have to make something happen on that play to keep the drive alive. And he just didn't read the coverage well. I've been pretty impressed in that first half with how Laurel's defense has covered the field. Those guys are getting from sideline to sideline, and they're not allowing much room outside. Palmer McCain has one 13-yard run. Outside of that, not much sideline to sideline. The Laurel defense has been there pretty reactive to what Ellwood City did in the first half. So they'll kick it away. Will Laurel here to start things.
That's
and
Tony Geiwitz to boot it away.
It is the talented freshman, and he puts his foot into it. Second half is underway. It's Curry on the far side. He is drilled by Miles as he gets across the 24 to the 25-yard line, and that's where Ellwood City is going to start things here with a 7-0 lead here in the third quarter. 7 seconds into this third frame, and we'll see if Ellwood City comes out firing on offense once again.
I got to say it real quick. For the record, yes, Lori Heights is retiring from a teacher at the end of this year, but she will still be here in the press box on Friday nights making the food. They were very clear about that down there. And I'm not going to go and spread false information again. I was wishing her a happy retirement, and then it's like, no, I got one more year. She got 20 text messages by the time that softball game ended, Eric, of people saying, what, you're retiring? What? So, no, she is not retiring.
Smiley hands it off. Palmer McCain first carry of the second half. There is your Ellwood City record for career rushing yards for Elijah Palmer McCain, who needed 38. And he is going to have 5 on that carry, which will give him 42 for the night. And Damon Thompson can slide on down to second place because Elijah Palmer McCain is now your career rushing leader at Ellwood City.
Yeah, congratulations to him. Well deserved. I mean, again, a kid that we've watched since his freshman year, keep getting better and better and better. And here's the crazy thing, Eric. He does not have any scholarship offers.
Yeah, that's a little hard to believe.
It is. He was very humble about it. He was like, hey, if it happens, it happens. If not, he's fully prepared. He wants to serve his country and enroll in the military academies.
Smiley on second down. They'll call it 2nd and 6 officially, so it was a gain of 4 that time. 41 yards and counting now for EPM. Smiley to put it in the air. Whistle blows this one dead. And it looks like we'll back up Ellwood City here 5 yards with 11:03 to go in the third quarter.
Taking a look at the Newcastle Transit Authority out-of-town scoreboard as it goes on your bottom line there. How about Newcastle leading 20-14 over General McLean? We talked about it on the podcast earlier this week, Eric. We're buying into the Newcastle hype a little bit here in the early going that they could make a run in the opening parts of this season. But Mohawk leading the Shannock 30-21. Incredible.
Can't wait to go back and watch that one. Of course, you can watch all the replays on our YouTube channel. A little slip screen on the far side. Smiley pitches it over there to Partridge.
Pass is complete.
And that is going to set up third down as he got across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
That's a good gain of 7 or 8 yards. Make this a much more reasonable third down, about, 2 to go.
Called 3rd and 4 after the penalty. Smiley and company, no stranger to third down here tonight. They've converted a couple of fourths, including one on their opening drive when they were backed up in their own territory. Smiley under center, and we're going to get another whistle.
A flag thrown from the far sideline. Pre-snap penalties. Hurting Ellwood City, but this one hurts Laurel as they were in the neutral zone, Eric, so that's a free first down.
Automatic first down for Ellwood City.
Against the Spartans, that'll move
10, take the ball to the
that will be a first down for Ellwood City.
38-yard line. The 39 officially. 1st and 10 for Ellwood City. Smiley under center again. Little handoff to Gagrick. I think he almost bobbled that off the exchange, and Gagrick fights his way across the line of scrimmage to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, good job, like you said, just to hold on to it because it wasn't a very clean exchange. Here we see again Mahoney checking in for Max Shevitz. Looks like he's got some extra tape on that right leg, right knee brace. Good to see him still gutting it out, but I think kind of smart here from the Laurel staff as well. Maybe giving him a little bit of a pitch count.
Yeah, that's probably a wise thing after that first quarter injury. Palmer McCain, little sidestep, twisted around, fights his way to the 45 across to the 46-yard line. Tyler Fuchs and others in on the stop for Laurel. It's going to be short of a first down. 3rd down and 2 now for Ellwood City as we come up on 9.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Still a 7-0 lead for Ellwood City in this opener.
Yeah, crazy. Both these teams, in the end, kind of taking the air out of the football with some long extended drives.
Smiley again under center. He's been there almost the whole drive. Quick handoff again. Gagrick fought out of the arms of Fuchs and got to midfield. Carlson's able to clean him up, but Gagrick gets the first down for Ellwood City. They move the sticks to midfield.
Yeah, check out this LCAP instant replay. I like the fake, the quick hitter, but he is stuffed right there, but keeps the legs going and falls forward to midfield. Picks up 4 and moves the chains.
Smiley once again directing traffic. It'll be Hogue, Curry, and Partridge, bottom of your screen. Palmer McCain in the backfield. Smiley hands it off to him. Palmer McCain trying to work his way right side. Keeps the shoulders up, keeps moving forward. And he is inside the 50 down to the 47, 46-yard line of Laurel. A 4-yard gain, 2nd down upcoming.
Eric, you mentioned about his usage in the first half. I mean, I look at it this way because of the fact he still had 10 carries. He averaged 22 carries a game last year, so basically right on pace with what he did a year ago. Now, the clock has stopped, Eric, and they've moved the ball back towards midfield.
Yes, they have.
Haven't seen any signal. Did his knee go down at the line of scrimmage, or was this no play? They still have first down on the sticks on the far sideline.
See the official over to talk to Dan Bradley.
Eric, we're going to have to catch this at the end of the 3rd quarter because we missed it. We were supposed to announce the winner of our Melee Chiropractic Play of the Year at halftime, but we were a little bit too busy enjoying the Buffalo Chicken Dip.
I'm not sure what is going on here. So they reset.
So no play. So that play didn't happen.
They reset the down and the mark of the ball and everything. So it's going to be first down over again, right from midfield. Smiley hands it off. Palmer McCain trying to sidestep through the middle of that defense. Casey Wilson wraps him up just over midfield at the 47-yard line.
Again, the clock stopped.
There is a flag on the far side.
Yeah, I thought I had heard a whistle like right at the beginning of that last play. I'm not sure if it was an inadvertent whistle and that's why they went back to it, or not too sure on this last one. Yeah, flag on the play.
Aided on the tackle.
Personal foul, face mask against Laurel. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for Ellwood City with 8:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. That is a killer on this drive. I mean, this is a Laurel defense that needs to have a stop.
3-yard line.
You're just giving up free yardage right now to Ellwood City with a 7-0 lead in their pocket. And off Pierce. Pierce finds room right side. Pierce, good run for his first carry of the night. Another first down for Ellwood City with 8:14 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Just another one of those weapons that we haven't called his name on offense all night. There he goes, gets that one, a 13-yard pickup, and they're right on the edge of the red zone.
Pierce is going to stay in the game as Smiley in the shotgun. Dominic DiNucci, top of your screen. Handoff Pierce again. Following a block, right side. Follows another block, cuts back. Good run again by Pierce inside the 15-yard line down to the 11.
See, you use Maddox Singer like a bit of a bowling ball or like a pinball. It's bounced right off the back of his own teammate. Got the extra yardage, got the first down. It's not 1st and goal, it's 1st and 10, but again, in the red zone. Well, we thank our friends at the red zone. We'll be giving out our shirts at the end of this game. Again, thanks to the red zone, courtesy of the red zone, for those play of the game and MVP of the game t-shirts.
James said they can get to the 1 for a first down. Palmer McCain back in the game. Smiley out of the shotgun, looks to throw. Now he's going to take off. Nowhere to go. Trailed from behind, and Fuchs is going to wrestle him down right near the line of scrimmage for no gain with 7:25 to go in the 3rd. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Laurel.
Yeah, Fuchs basically unevaded right around the end. That's I mean, I know he's not the biggest of the linemen. He's technically the smallest, but that's still a 220-pounder coming at you full bore. Good job to get back to the line by Smiley.
Now they go with Gagrick and Palmer McCain in the backfield. 2nd down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Handoff Palmer McCain. Hurdles the pile. Spins. What a run by Elijah Palmer McCain. And he is in the end zone for the touchdown. They're going to call the hurdle, though.
No, there was a flag even before the hurdle, actually, Eric. So they might get one for the hurdle, but there was a flag thrown right into the middle of the pile.
Right back near the line of scrimmage. That came in late. Good job by Palmer McCain to keep working.
Yeah, the flag was thrown like in the first second of the play. I do think it was a legal hurdle. It was allowed because there was a player down on the ground. That would be considered legal. I saw the flag fly well before he went up and over.
They will walk this off. It is against Ellwood City.
Illegal block is the call again.
And that will back up the Wolverines, take the touchdown off the board with 6:55 to go.
But still, how about we talk about how good of a run that was to get up over the top, again, legally doing so because the player was on the ground. Well, he was on the ground probably because of the illegal block, but I digress. The point of the matter is, though, he then keeps the legs going after he comes back down, spins out of another tackle. That just shows the magic that EPM can be.
He is a tremendous talent. Said he watched a lot of film in the offseason and said that he also did something football-related every day, whether it was work out, watch film, study up. He is ready to go for 24.
Students of the game. That's
really
what you like.
And you hope that somebody is going to watch him play. I mean, you have a couple of Division II schools that are close by, a bunch of Division IIIs, but he's got the ability to go higher than that. And that's not a knock on those schools, but he has potential to really excel wherever he ends up going. Perhaps maybe it'll be the D2 route and then he'll transfer out at some point, but certainly programs like Slippery Rock should take a long, hard look at this young man.
How about long, hard drives for both these teams? This is still the opening drive of the second half. Ninth play of the drive.
Only the 7th total possession here in this game. Gagger gets the handoff, powers his way through, keeps the lower body working. Carlson and Shear team up for the stop, and he'll get down to around the 20, so about a 6-yard gain that time for Gagrick. They'll mark him at the 21, so it'll be a 5-yard pickup.
But this is incredible, though. 4 drives for Ellwood City. 9 plays, 14 plays, 8 plays, and this is about to be the 10th play of this drive. Laurel with 4 drives of their own, 2 3-and-outs, a 14-play turnover on downs, and then the 1 play of taking a knee to end the first half.
Shortening the game, too, with a Laurel team that has not had a lot go its way on offense tonight. Smiley to throw it. Looks. Nobody open. He takes off and comes back to the near side. Smiley will slide. And took out a couple of guys. At the 7-10 split right there on the slide with 5:57 to go. He is close to the 10. He needed to get down to right around the 9.
Well, Matthew Filippowicz coming in late trying to avoid hitting the quarterback, ended up taking out his own player. I will tell you what, though, if that's Smiley going into second base, sliding to take out the shortstop, he slid through. He should be out, right?
Yeah, he did get back to the original line of scrimmage, so they're 1 yard shy of it. So it's 4th down and 12 from the 13. And we're going to get a Pontius Insurance timeout called by Dan Bradley. And Ellwood City. Visit PontiusInsurance.com for a free quote on home, auto, or life insurance. 5:22 to go here in the third quarter. Ellwood City trying to capitalize on this lengthy drive. Facing a 4th down here, up 7-0.
Again, want to mention those Shazi scholarships. We're proud to announce the creation of these Shazi scholarships in Lawrence County. Any graduating high school senior planning to go into journalism, broadcasting, or any sort of digital media is eligible to apply for a scholarship of our longtime county broadcaster, Mark Shaws. For more information on how to apply and how you can also contribute to the Mark Shaws Scholarship, send us an email, lcsportsnet@lccap.org, or you can visit us online, lcsportsnet.com/scholarship. Keep an eye on that out-of-town scoreboard. Going your way, out-of-town scoreboard. 9-7 the score. New Brighton leading Shenango at the half. Big 4th down here, just out of field goal range. 4th and 12. They can get a first down inside the 1-yard line, remember.
Get this thing rolling here again. Smiley looking to throw, pumps. Now time runs out, and he is dragged down back near the 25. It is Fuchs again, making a name for himself here tonight in his first varsity game, and there is the stop that Laurel needed, and Smiley is slow to get up. He is still down on the ground, and he needs some help getting up. He got twisted around. They're going to work on that leg, so hopefully it's just a cramp, but he did get twisted around awkwardly and land. Looked like he had his foot planted when Fuchs drove him into that grass turf, but there is the stop that Laurel needed after that lengthy drive. Now, can they convert and turn this thing around?
It does look like they are stretching out like it's a cramp, so that's at least good news for the time being. But opening drive taking off 6 minutes and 49 seconds, 11 plays, but another turnover on downs. And I got to give huge credit. I believe it was Xander Johnson on that far sideline, Eric. It was a double move. It was a pump and go. He did not bite. He stayed at home, and that's what, because it was a longer developing play, gave more time for Fuchs to get in there and wreak havoc in the backfield.
They have started the third quarter at Neshannock. Mohawks still in front, 30-21.
First and 10 for the Spartans. The ball is on their own.
And Laurel now will take over first and 10 from its own 21-yard line, still trailing 7-0. See if Lucas Santini can get this offense jump-started for Laurel. They had a good drive right before the half. Lengthy drive of their own, 14 plays, came away with no points. Then the turnover right before the half. Max Shevitz is out there at the tackle spot. The handoff on play number 1 goes to Saunders. Saunders accelerates up the sideline and is dragged down from behind by Don Vogue, but not before he gets into Ellwood City territory all the way to the Wolverines' 41-yard line.
How about that for explosion? As you take a look on the LCAP instant replay. What's the difference from the first half to the second half? Quick step up the middle and a big avenue on that right-hand side for the huge.
They go hurry up. Santini under center. Already one play into Ellwood City territory. Saunders having a good night. Remember, Nathan Hill out for the season for this Laurel team. He was expected to be the main ball carrier, and Saunders has done a good job at filling that role tonight. They go end around. It's Carlson. Cuts back. Nice run by Colton as he gets inside the 35 and is tackled right around the 34.
Declan O'Brien brought him down. Good job to evade the first player coming through on that quick hitter on the jet sweep. But that comes after the 38-yard carry for Jackson Saunders. And he's going to be the spark plug. We thought as a Wildcat quarterback maybe, and then his plays on the receiving end. But it looks like they're going to go into it. They're going to give him the start as the running back here in this second half. Right now, 5 carries for 51 yards.
And Max Shevitz is out there at the left tackle spot as he was hurt early in this game. Mills in motion. Santini the snap. Handoff. Saunders got away initially from Twiddell, and then the Ellwood City defense moves in quickly. Davis and big PJ DuBois are in there for the stop.
Yeah, again, Twiddell doing some impressive stuff, kind of like we said earlier with Daccio. Not going to get anything in the stat book for it, but that's a loss of 1 because of Twiddell coming right through the line immediately. And Evan Twiddell is a guy that, that Ellwood City coaching staff could not say more good things about him than they did. It was, again, it was fun talking to him as well. One of the more personable, good personality guys we got to talk to on our camp tour.
Snap to Santini, handoff. Saunders right into the arms. I mean, he went right into the arms of Davis. And then it was just a push-pull situation. And Davis is able to drag him down right at the 35-yard line. So no gain that time. It's going to bring up 4th down now for Laurel. Down 7-0, 2:50 to go. Possessions at a premium in this game. They go for it. Santini under center. Now again, they check with the sideline as they've done all game long. Saunders is behind Santini. Carlson will be in the wing left.
Got to watch the hard count here on 4th and 4.
Slot near side is Miles. He goes in motion away from us. Santini back to pass. Pressure coming. He didn't even see it. And the blind side, Trent Schilling comes up with a huge 4th down stop, and Ellwood City will take over on downs with 2:25 to go in the third.
Trent Schilling, as you said, the safety comes up to the line. He stays put, and I'll tell you what, Santini's lucky to hold on to that football.
Just looked left the entire time, and Schilling making a beeline for him. Nobody accounted for him. We were told Schilling would be that guy for Ellwood City that would play up near the line of scrimmage and cover tight ends in the slot. Laurel hasn't really gone much to a tight end look tonight. Back and forth we go here on possessions, trading possessions. Palmer McCain gets the handoff on first down, breaks out towards the right side of his line, and Miles, who gets up a little hobbled, makes the stop for Laurel after a short gain across the 40 to the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tell you what, an impressive feat from this Laurel defense of corralling EPM. Yes, he's got his yards. He's now got 14 carries for 50 yards. But his longest carry of the day, by my count, Eric, was the 8-yard carry that broke the record to start the second half. That's his longest carry of the evening.
13 yards back in the late second quarter he had on the sideline, if I remember correctly.
I think that was a pass, though, wasn't it?
Smiley steps up, airs it out, got a man. It is Curry, and he overshoots him with pressure coming. Well, he had the run. Remember they marked him out of bounds. We thought it was a longer run, but they had marked him out of bounds. On that
pressure on the quarterback.
Out of town scoreboard update, Neshannock has just scored a touchdown. See what they do on the extra point try. Again, this Laurel team next week against Mohawk, that is going to be a important game for both sides, especially if Mohawk can hang on and win this game tonight. They're in a fight right now with their rival. Smiley, little dump off over the head of Palmer McCain, and it's intercepted right at the line.
No, they're saying incomplete. It hit the ground.
Right, let's take a look at the replay if we can, because that was close. That was very close.
Tough to tell from our replay. It is close, but that official came in emphatically right away, Eric.
Said no from the backside as well. So
he had the great angle.
Ellwood City will have to punt it away. And again, the Laurel defense coming up big. Extra point over at Neshannock was good. It's now 30-28 Mohawk. So they are almost midway through the third. We have 96 seconds to go here in our third quarter. That is a good one. We got a good one here, even though our game a lot less scoring is we're going to get a penalty on Ellwood City. It's going to back them up 5. Better angle here for Laurel on the punt return. Move up a little bit. Smiley will punt it away.
I believe that's maybe Sodders back to deep? Yeah, it's Sodders.
Smiley puts his foot into it high up in the lights. And the fair catch called for.
Fair catch by Saunders on his own.
By Saunders. And Laurel once again will take over.
1 minute
1:28 to go in the third. Still 7-0 Ellwood City. As nightfall has hit the Newcastle region, these two cross-county rivals starting things out here tonight in the 2024 season. And let's see again. Laurel had the big play with Saunders on the last drive. Santini not quite in a rhythm throwing the football here tonight, but let's see. They got good starting field position at their own 35. Santini will hand it off on play number 1. Carlson cuts back right in the middle. And Davis at the 38 is there to stop him after a 3-yard pickup.
Here's the thing, though, Eric. I mean, they're going to have to go to the air eventually. They're getting quality yardage, but right now you got all 10 of the 11 defenders within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, and the free safety right now is playing right at the first down marker. So he's basically within 5 or 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. Eventually, you're going to have to try to get something over the top to loosen up the middle for the Spartans.
Santini on second down. Going to air it out this time. Lobs it down the field. It is caught. What a catch in traffic by Carlson into Ellwood City territory near the 35-yard line.
About a 30-yard catch. It's like they were in my ear, Eric. It's like we knew what was coming and they were listening to me. Because that's exactly what you need. You need to try to let your guys make a play going down the field because you don't have any help over the top because everyone's into the box. Let your guys go make a catch, and a catch indeed. 30-yard acrobatic, and an early nomination here for maybe a Maley Chiropractic play of the game if Laurel's able to finish this drive off.
1st and 10 for Laurel at the 32 of Ellwood City. Handoff, Saunders up the middle. Declan O'Brien and Partridge, along with a few others in there to stop him after a short game. Twaddell is in there as well. That should be the final play of the third quarter.
And Eric, we're going to keep it right here with the 7-0 score at the end of the third quarter because we missed it at halftime. The general manager is going to fire me. Oh, wait, that is me. We need to take a look. We need to announce our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Year. So we have 2 announcements that we need to make. We're going to start with our best of the rest, which were the top plays that were part of games that were not won. Eric, you had a couple of great ones. Ivy Pancher's running catch. You also were a part of the Lucas Stanley from his wallet shot. Joseph Roth of Ellwood City with his dunk for the 2,000-point. And Emma Herb, a great play for Shenango at shortstop. Here is your winning play for the best of the rest.
Vacation outside of Lincoln Park in the state of Pennsylvania. As Stanley ducks his head, he is right of the circle, spins, foul line, comes back to his left, little floater rolls around and out. Rebound is ripped away from him. Right back to Stanley from the seat of his pants, and he throws. You will ever see in your life.
Absolutely ridiculous. From his wallet, Lucas Stanley gets it. But now your play of the year, and we're going to have to do a little fast forward. The final was between Macy Lang of Laurel and Josh Wilkins of Mohawk.
So that's going to will hold. He'll kneel at the 39-yard line. Josh Wilkins down to 6 on the play clock. Here's the snap and the hold. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. It is good!
Josh Wilkins, a Lawrence County record 49-yard field goal is your Maley Chiropractic play of the year, and he's already booting 47, 48-yarders out at Youngstown State. Congratulations, your best of the rest for Lucas Stanley, and to Josh Wilkins, your play of the year recipient.
I'm not saying that Youngstown is a bad spot to be, but that young man should be in the transfer portal when this season's over. There's D1 schools that are going to need a guy like that. It's Daccio! Yeah. And that's going to be a horse collar tackle and a penalty on Caden Daccio. Good pressure by Daccio, but he just got a little too aggressive from the back with the horse collar, and that's going to be 15 yards and an automatic first down for Laurel.
So I wanted to mention it earlier. There was a play, it was a long run by Saunders to start the second half for Laurel, where the defender made a great tackle. It was Dom Hogue to avoid that horse collar. This one, though, a no questions asked, got the hand grabbing underneath the jersey at the nameplate, and that is a penalty all day long. And I believe that's from the previous spot under the new rules. Yes, so they go to the previous spot. There is still no technical automatic first down in high school football, Eric, but that one definitely will be enough to move the chains because of the 15-yard penalty.
Out-of-town scoreboard update. Mohawk has scored once again. Wow. 37-28. Mohawk over Neshannock. That game over at Neshannock right now.
I'll be straight up honest, Eric. I did not see anything like that happening.
Not at all. It's going to be an interesting game to sit down and break down to get ready for next week. So
yeah,
it's
first and 10.
First and 10 for Laurel here on the Ellwood City 15. Their best opportunity of the night. Santini will hand it off. Saunders through the middle. And again, gang tackled and pushed backwards after the initial surge. Daccio, O'Brien, and a whole bunch of Wolverines in there on the stop. Tristan Reynolds as well for Ellwood City to bring second down. After a short gain. Second down, they're going to call it officially no gain. So second down and 10. Santini, they'll go check the sideline once again. Max Shevitz still out there at that left tackle spot. Santini is under center. Luca sends a man in motion. They go with the little end around again. Miles turns it upfield. Miles, good run, spins out of traffic. Miles still working inside the 10. And he is down inside the 5, down at the 2-yard line to set up first and goal for Ellwood City with 10:53 to go in the final frame. And Laurel knocking on the door, though. Miles is going to get up. He is hobbled, and he is coming off the field. He was banged up earlier in this game and had trouble after a defensive play.
I love that, though, to get that LCAP instant replay. He was going out wide on a jet sweep, but again, as soon as he has that opening, he's got the great vision, planted, and with authority of that left flag, which he's now working on the sideline, so that he could get upfield in a hurry and make this 1st and goal, marking it, looks like at the 3-yard line.
Perfect opportunity for Laurel. 1st and goal, Santini under center. Hands it off, Saunders, and he was stopped. Declan O'Brien got in there almost right away to make the stop. And that'll bring up 2nd down and goal as we come up on 10-10 to play here from Laurel High School.
Yeah, loss of 2 on the play. This is about to be the 8th play of the current drive for the Spartans, but you've had a couple of long drives already in this game that have not resulted in points. One for Laurel, one for Ellwood. If you're the Spartans, you got to punch this in right here, right now.
Top of your screen, it's Shear and also J.J. McBride. Bottom of your screen, it's Johnson and Carlson. It'll be Saunders in the backfield. No tight end in the set. They spread the field. Santini on 2nd and goal. Motion by Carlson. He's going to fake. Has space. Now steps back. Santini looking. Going to have to dump it off. Does over the middle. Dangerously thrown to Shear. It was in and out of his hands and then almost intercepted. Falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 6 with 9:27 to go.
That actually breaks a streak going back into the first half of 6 straight completions for Luca Santini. That looked like backyard football. Like you want to do one thing and then kind of turn into a mini option play, and then he was going to run, and then he was going to get out of the pocket and throw it away wisely. But then at the last second, saw Carlson try to make something out of it and nearly had an interception that went through his hands. Luckily, the Ellwood City lineman, lucky for Laurel, I should say, that the Ellwood City lineman didn't get his hands on it.
Sheer top of your screen. Miles back in the game. He's in the slot. Bottom of your screen, it's wide. Johnson at the bottom of your screen. Carlson sets up, and Brian Cooper's going to have to burn a timeout here with 9:27 to go. All kinds of confusion for Laurel. The Pontius Insurance timeout. Visit PontiusInsurance.com for a free estimate on life, auto, or any kind of insurance, really. Pontius Insurance will take care of you. Online again at PontiusInsurance.com.
I know this isn't the proper term, but farmers insurance essentially is one thing that they definitely specialize in there with Dan Pontius and company. Big thanks to them, and again, helping to potentially fund our Shazi scholarship. How about Newcastle now a 34-22 lead in your Newcastle Transit Authority out-of-town scoreboard? They're going your way. Why drive when you can relax and ride with daily routes to Pittsburgh as well as routes all around Lawrence County? You can visit newcastletransit.org for more info and for route schedules. And remember, senior citizens drive free.
9:27 to go here from Laurel High School. It's 3rd and goal, 4-down territory for the Spartans. They trail at 7-0. The only touchdown tonight, Elijah Palmer-McCain, all the way back in the first half. Ellwood City had a chance before the half. Jack Miles, the interception. It's been a couple of big plays for Laurel here in the second half. It's been a game with limited possessions. This is only, I believe, the 8th possession of the night between these two, 8th or 9th possession of the night.
Officially 11 when you count the kneel-down possession, but yes.
Santini stands in the shotgun. 3rd and goal for Laurel. Santini rolls out, looks. Luca fires into the end zone. It is. Can we get a ruling on this? Shear comes up with the ball. They're going to discuss this. And it is incomplete. So it's going to be 4th down.
We'll see if we can find anything on our LCAP instant replay. Coming back to it, and no, of course, we have a Laurel lineman right in front of us, so we can neither confirm nor deny the call of incomplete.
It was tight. It was very tight from our vantage point, even up here. Tough to see because we were a little blocked out by a couple of the Ellwood City defenders, too. It's 4th and goal from the 6. Plenty of time left, 9:20, but this is the best opportunity of the night for Laurel. 7-0 ball game. Lucas Santini trying to direct a game-tying drive here.
4 on the play clock. They're going to have to burn a timeout here.
They will do just that. Brian Cooper having to call another timeout. So now Laurel is down to 1 timeout with 9:20 to go in this game. And this is an absolute must for the Spartans right now. And I say that, and you might agree with this, simply because you don't know if you're getting the ball back the way this game is gone. I mean, these long drives by these two teams and double-digit plays and 10 minutes on one drive in this game earlier by Laurel where they came away with nothing. You don't know if you're getting another opportunity even though there's 9:20 left.
Ellwood City has 2 drives over 6 minutes already on the night as well, Eric. I mean, that tells you enough right there.
Out-of-town scoreboard updates, still 37-28 over at Neshannock. That game is live on the air on lcsportsnet.com and also our YouTube channel. If you want to get 2 screens up, highly recommend it. We got a lot of drama here, a lot of drama over there. It's a good night to start the season.
For sure. Shout out to Tweety Bird. I know she's got both screens open. She's keeping everybody updated on that. Our producer, Dom Summers, working at out-of-town scoreboard with the bottom line. They're all going to get a chance to watch like you're watching at home as well. Biggest play of the night right here. 4th and goal from the 6-yard line.
4th down and goal for Laurel. Santini in the shotgun. 3 receivers top of your screen. Luca takes the snap. Going to look. Going to try to air it out. Time. Luca steps up. Luca scrambling. Luca going to take it. He's tripped up from behind. And what a play by Declan O'Brien, who makes his second big stop of the drive. And with 9:12 to go in this contest, Ellwood City, the defense stands up once again.
3-yard line.
The decision was just a split second late of whether he was going to take off. If he doesn't make the tackle, O'Brien, it's going to be a race to the pylon. And Daylon Curry was going to be meeting him right there as well. It would have been darn close. But what a great play by Declan O'Brien. As you mentioned, we've called his name a couple of times defensively now. Here's the key, though. Still 9 minutes remaining. And you've worked out, you've kind of talked about it. Your defense is playing well. You've now pinned Ellwood City deep inside their own 3.
Santini walked out on defense, slapping his helmet. He knows exactly what you just said. Handoff Palmer McCain. Palmer McCain breaks free. Elijah Palmer McCain trying to outrun 2 Laurel defenders. Gets down the sideline. We got a flag in on the backside. Palmer McCain stays in bounds. And then he jogs out of bounds right near the 15-yard line. But we got a flag all the way back. At least it looked like there was a flag that flew.
That is Elijah Palmer.
Something on that sideline. There is a flag, yes, all the way back near the 40-yard line.
All right, you got better eyes than me because I did not see it whatsoever. Eric, you're all over it. Yes, on the far sideline, right where Caden Daccio is standing at the 40, is a flag. So it's still going to go as a big run, but instead of a potential 70-plus yard scamper. And why? Oh, you know what? This might be a sideline warning, Eric, because I just watched the replay. There's nobody over there except for players and coaches running on the sideline. I'll bet you this is a sideline warning, and instead it's going to be a huge gain on the play.
Yes, it is a sideline infraction, I believe the official called. He does not have a mic on.
Yeah, it's not a sideline warning. Sideline warning is just, basically the get back signal. A sideline infraction, so I believe that's just a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
Palmer McCain just got tripped up enough, and he ran out of gas near the end of the run. Big run either way, though, but it takes it back to the 36-yard line where Ellwood City has a 1st and 10 deep in Laurel territory. Grinning goes in motion, handoff Palmer McCain once again following that wall, and then he gets stood up and wrapped up.
Once again,
and dropped by Wilson, number 72, Casey Wilson.
Somebody double check my math. I have that as a 76-yard run and then a 15-yard penalty.
Stats
also helped on the
stats will count for Palmer McCain if you're keeping track of all that as he continues to distance himself in that career rushing book.
He had 14 carries for 50 yards before that one, but that's all it takes. You break that one tackle at the line of scrimmage, especially when you have to sell out against the run against such a great runner like EPM. You break that one tackle and you can be off to the races.
2 best defensive lines he faced last year, Beaver Falls and Mohawk. They held him in check. Laurel did until that run. Smiley busted play, has to take off and run, tried to stiff arm Saunders on the far side, slipped around him for a moment, and then Colson's going to pick him up on the far side. It's a short gain for Smiley. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 out of the 34-yard line.
One of the security officers here doing push-ups on the sideline for Laurel, trying to pump up the crowd a little bit. But good job by Smiley to make something out of nothing. 2-yard carry when he was not on the same page with his running back.
Pierce is in the backfield with him this time. It's 3rd down and 6 from the Laurel 33-yard line. Smiley pumps once, looks, fires it down the field, and it is knocked away. J.J. McBride on the coverage that time. He got locked up in a battle on that side with Curry.
That's one that Chris Smiley's going to want back because he had Curry breaking open over the middle of the field, but the throw was behind him, and that's what allowed the defensive number 5 to come across. And a good job using that outside hand, Eric, reaching around the defender without making contact, using that left outside hand to knock it away. Now it's 4th down for Ellwood City. Laurel gave up the huge run. Can they make now the stand on 4th down and get the ball back?
Remember, Ellwood City's converted 2 4th downs tonight. They've both been short. 4th and 1. Partridge in motion. Dan Bradley's going to call a timeout with 7:23 to go. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout called by the 3rd-year head coach of the Ellwood City Wolverines. And that timeout brought to you by Pontius Insurance. Call agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, or Tracy Giddings to get started today. PontiusInsurance.com.
Hey, real quick, we're going to have our LCAP Team of the Month. We're also going to have our Athletes of the Month again. We never got a chance to officially shout it out on air from last year, so we got to give a shout out to the June Athletes of the Month. The Red Zone Athletes of the Month were Neshannock Softball's Miley Anderson and Addie Fry for their great run to another state championship. And, of course, your LCAP Team of the Month are those undefeated Neshannock Lancers. 74 wins in their last 75 games played. And, oh, by the way, they have a multitude of their starters coming back this spring yet again. That'll be if they make another state championship run, that'll probably be broadcast number 155 or something on the year at that point. We're committed to 150 plus here in our 4th season at the Lawrence County SportsNet.
So if it's a long season football-wise, good way to start it so far. 4th down and 6. And Smiley is going to dump it off, and that is going to be incomplete as Fuchs in the area, and that 4th down hold by Laurel comes up big again. 7:19 to go. The defense does it again, and Laurel's going to have one more chance here with 7:19 to go. Remember, just one timeout in their pocket, though.
Eric, I love the design of that play, though. You fake the end around, you fake the quick screen to your primetime player in EPM, and you have Gagrich, who's just sitting right there in the middle for the screen. He just didn't look it in, unfortunately, and it falls to the turf. And as you mentioned, now Laurel's got another chance. 10-play drive, turnover on downs. First half, they had a 14-play drive, turnover on downs. Got to change it up.
Play number 1 on this drive is going to be a handoff to Saunders. E.J. DuBois and others in on the stop for Ellwood City. Out-of-town scoreboard update. Anthony Eakin, touchdown for Neshannock. As they continue to just go point for point with Mohawk at home tonight. 37-34 right now, and they're still in the 3rd quarter. Extra point pending over at Bledgy Stadium. Snap to Santini, handoff. Carlson, good defense that time. Davis has been in there a lot tonight for Ellwood City, and he has played a great game from that defensive line spot. Davis Drake, that is. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 with 6:25 to go.
There's a flag thrown at the end of this.
Of course there is. And Laurel, at least the body language showing us that it's against them.
9 penalties for 88 yards against Ellwood City, 7 for 35 yards against Laurel. But you're right, they're moving backwards. They're writing numbers down in the books, or the officials. So this is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and it's the first game of the year, Eric. These penalties are going to occur. You expect penalties, the false starts, the holdings, those kind of penalties. Those, I'm not going to say are completely excusable. I mean, you don't want them to happen, but, it's expected. These sort of things you cannot have, and as a coach, when you're in the film room the next day, absolutely will be livid, and especially when that turns now, instead of a 3rd and 8, into a 3rd and, 23?
This offense has hit some big plays tonight, but they have not shown the consistency to pick up the big chunks of yardage in spots like this. It will be 3rd and 23 with 6:25 to go in the contest. Still 7-0 Ellwood City. So far, Elijah Palmer McCain's touchdown has held up. Santini looking to throw on 3rd and long. Comes near side. It's Saunders the catch. Turns around. Makes a good move. Gets a couple extra yards after that to the 30. So it's a 10-yard pickup. It's going to bring up 4th down. And I think this is exactly what Laurel's going to do. Is they're going to play the field position here with 6 minutes to go. It's going to be under 6 after they punt this away.
Yeah, this is the right call. You got some yardage back, smart, about to the original line of scrimmage. Damage control, punt it away. Your defense has been playing pretty well here in the second half. Let them go to work.
Carlson has done a nice job tonight. It's a high snap. He gets it and booms one. That Curry has to actually take a seat as he fair catches it inside the 35 at the 34. So that is where Ellwood City is going to start. Each team has 1 timeout left. Laurel's defense has done its job tonight outside of really 1 play, and that was the big run by Palmer McCain on the last series that set up Ellwood City, but they couldn't convert after that.
Yeah, but at least it did the job of switching that field position, Eric, and that is looming large, to be honest, right now.
A huge factor in this game.
Yeah, they went 4 and out immediately after that long run.
Smiley takes the snap, hands it off. It's Pierce trying to fight his way through, and there's Wilson.
Oh, that ball's
again.
loose, Eric. That ball is loose.
See, they're going to mark him down.
Yep.
Pierce had it stripped. Wilson and Fuchs. Once again, this talented freshman, Fuchs, is coming up with big plays for this Laurel defense as we get down to 5:15 to go. Ball back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be, now they're going to give him a yard. It's 2nd and 9 from the 34. Nose of the ball resting on the 35-yard line. 5 minutes to go from Laurel High School. It's been a low-scoring thriller. Drives at a premium. Big plays in this game. Defense is standing up strong. Ellwood City's trying to put an exclamation point on it. They give it to their A-back, Palmer McCain. He gets through the middle, across the 40 to the 42-yard line. An 8-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 1. Well, they mark him just short of that to the 42. So it's going to be 3rd and 3. Smiley comes off the sideline.
If I'm Ellwood City, I'm going hard count right here. You've gotten Laurel to jump a couple of times on it. See if you can get a free 1st down with the full house backfield.
Smiley under center. Palmer McCain, and he is wrapped up and dropped right near the line of scrimmage.
Jack Miles got on him first, held him up, and then second man coming in, I believe, was Fuchs again.
That kid,
it was.
Miles,
my goodness,
has played with just a toughness tonight. That ankle has got to be throbbing, and he has been out there most of the night. Now, Ellwood City's offense is going to stay on the field here with 3:37 to go. They're not going to punt this away.
But that, put trust in your team, trust in your defense as well, but trust in your offense. Let's go make a play.
Smiley out of the shotgun. Looks to throw on 4th down. Over the middle, pass is caught. Gagrick, 1st down into Laurel territory at the Spartans 48. Gagrick has to come out for a moment as he was a little shaken up after the play as Grinnan will replace him.
What a gutsy call, though. Again, trust in your team, trust in your offense. Little floater over the middle. Gagrich kind of sneaking out of the backfield. You block, you fall off, you make the catch. Big play, extends the drive.
Hand off Palmer McCain, left side, dances to the outside, trying to find space, cannot. As he is taken down by Colson.
How many times have we called
Colton? Colton Carlson.
Yeah, Colton Carlson. How many times have we called his name defensively? And again, trying to rip at that ball, trying to knock it away because each play is going to take off another 40 seconds. Even if Laurel is able to hold, you're talking about being down to maybe a minute remaining.
2:34 to go. 1 timeout for Laurel. Smiley checks all the way down to the other end zone. There's still 15 seconds on the play clock. He is going to let that run down. Takes the snap, going to roll out. Smiley to throw it. Nah, he's going to take off and run. He goes out of bounds near the 50. So he's going to lose 2 yards and stop the clock with 2:16 to go.
Alex Medved with the pressure on.
That's Alex Medved wearing 68. Remember, he switched over his number earlier in the game from number 8. That's a 5-yard loss even, Eric. And yes, going out of bounds, that's just, wow. That not something you would expect from a senior, a multi-year starter, a quote-unquote brain fart. And Laurel has just been given a gift.
Smiley back to pass on 3rd and 15. And that one is going to be caught. Nope, incomplete on the far side.
Wobbling pass is out of bounds.
It's out of bounds. Curry couldn't stay inbounds. So again, an incomplete pass with 2:08 to go. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
give credit to Curry on the bobble though, able to hold on to it, but I mean he couldn't quite get the toes down. But
you have to punt here. If I'm not, I mean, why would you keep your offense on the field if you don't convert this? You're giving Laurel half the field.
I'm baffled on 4th and 15. If it was like 4th and 4 again, I understand it.
Yes, but this is 4th and 15.
Now remember, he is also the punter, and he is going to boot it away.
Yeah,
but it blocks right in the line.
Hits a lineman, and it's going to be picked up.
So he touched it beyond the line of scrimmage, so it should be a dead ball right there at the spot.
Laurel is going to get the ball at the Ellwood City 48 if they do this correctly. That hit one of the Ellwood City linemen right in the back.
I give credit to the Ellwood City player because if that ball had been just 2 yards further back in the backfield, yes, you are allowed to advance it, but it was just 2 yards in the wrong direction.
James, I have to ask, though, why are you not punting in a normal formation there and making Laurel go the length of the field? I'm not sure I understand the quick kick there.
Yeah, I mean, the idea has to be that they think they can catch him off guard. But again, if it was a 4th and 4, 4th and 5, I think you have a better chance of doing that, of getting the element of surprise. But like, you're I don't want to say you're not fooling anybody, but you're really not. You're expecting something is going on, and you're not going to let anybody get behind you anyway.
Laurel has hit some big plays in the second half. They now have half a field to go and 1 timeout and 2 minutes to do it. But half of the work has been done for him as Santini gets under center on 1st down. Luca back to pass. Going to throw off his back foot. Catch made near side. Johnson makes a man miss. Is grabbed by the face mask.
There it is.
Late flag comes in. He's going to get to the 34, and they're going to tack 15 more on at the end of this play.
Yeah, take a look at the replay. I like it. Quick 3-step drop, get it out, find the open man, and then he gets upfield quickly. Nice first move too, by the way, there from Xander Johnson, his first catch of the day.
He had 1 catch a season ago, 1 catch here tonight, and they're going to tack the yardage onto this after the play. And it is a personal foul, and it's going to cost Ellwood City 15 yards with 1:48 to go, and boy, does that magnify the punt by Ellwood City on 4th and 15. Takes the ball all the way down to the 19-yard line. I mean, it's just a shade inside the 20. Call it the 19.
General McLean just took the lead 35-34 over Newcastle in another going your way out of town scoreboard.
So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 19 of Ellwood City with 1:49 to go. 1 timeout for Laurel. Santini under center. 2 receivers each way. Luca sends a man in motion. It's Miles on the end around. Makes a man miss. Miles, and he continues to run hard, and he's inside the 15.
And they're saying the ball came out on that one, too. It looked like Gaggridge came and ripped it away. Elwood City's saying they have the football.
Jack Miles.
Nobody definitively seen it.
I haven't. I mean, there was no beanbag thrown. I mean, this is similar to the play you saw on the other side where it looked like a ball may have come loose, but then there was never a signal.
Referees have no idea what they're calling here. No idea what they're calling here.
Elwood City can't believe it.
Laurel ball.
I mean, Colton Carlson had the ball coming out of the pile. So now the clock running again with 1:32 remaining.
Update from Neshannock. Anthony Eakin. Touchdown Lancers. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Newcastle Transit Authority. Neshannock has taken the lead, 41-37.
Wow.
Laurel's trying to tie this game up with 1:15 and a running clock. Santini, 2nd and 4 from the 19. Man in motion. And Santini looked like a busted play. Luca's going to just try to push forward. Declan O'Brien makes the stop. He's inside the 13 to the 12.
And they're going to burn their final timeout right here. I'm not sure if that was a busted play. It looked like he did, like it was a fake handoff and then maybe kind of waiting for a second, seeing if everybody went with the jet sweep and he could run up the middle. But a great job in staying at home for Ellwood City. How about this? I want to talk about interesting calls. You had the quick kick that ended up being essentially blocked, kicking to his own one. How about Newcastle? They just fell behind for the first time, 35-34. General McLean then tried an onside kick and was unsuccessful. Hey, it's week 0. I guess you're pulling out all the stops because it quote-unquote doesn't matter, but I don't know. There have been some head scratchers, to say the very least. Here's one that's not a head scratcher. Laurel, this is their final chance. Out of timeouts, 1:01 remaining, 3rd down and 3. Last time they were down in this situation, Eric, they tried a couple of RPOs with getting Santini on the move outside of the pocket. You think they draw something up like that again, or you go back to your bread and butter, trying to pound it up the middle?
You probably have to, with 1:01 to go. I mean, you, in theory, I guess, could run the football here if you chose to. You probably have to throw to the end zone on one of these two downs.
Here's the other thing, Eric. In the second half, Laurel 0 for 3 on 3rd downs.
Well, and you can run here and try to get the first down, 3 yards, stop the clock. You could really, if you wanted to, spike the football or just hurry up, get the play off, and not really waste a lot of time. They got to get the first down. First things first with 61 seconds left. Carlson in motion. Santini looking. Santini scrambling. Luca's going to have to get rid of it. He just tosses it out of bounds.
Yeah, smart play.
He's being chased from behind by Declan O'Brien. Declan O'Brien and Caden Daccio with the pressure tonight has been almost unstoppable. And this will bring up 4th down from the 12 with 55 seconds to go.
Well, the slot receiver on the far sideline got tangled up at the beginning. They were trying for the quick hitter over on that little slant after the play action. Kind of got tangled up getting off the line of scrimmage, and that just made it very difficult to get anything going. And now you're out of timeouts. You got 20 seconds on the play clock. Got to get your best play of the game right here. Getting loud on both sides. Week 0 action, potentially coming down to one play.
4th and 3 from the 12-yard line. Laurel trails 7-0. They got 5 seconds on the play clock, so they have got to hurry up.
Well, the official on the far sideline has been asking for a reset of the play clock for the last 20 seconds.
They get it off. Santini fires. They got the first down. And inside the 5 and inside the end zone for the touchdown. It is Colton Carlson.
All right, so now Ellwood City, understandably, is furious because they saw zeros on the play clock. I get it. I get it completely. The issue is the officials on the far side were asking for the reset of the play clock, so they let it go, and Carlson gets the job done. The 12-yard touchdown quickly for the LCAP instant replay.
Now for the all-important extra point from Maya Jarrett. She was 2 of 9 extra points a season ago. This is huge. Good snap. Jarrett, point after is up and good. And with 48 seconds to go in this one, we are tied at 7. Lucas Santini, Colton Carlson, Laurel makes Ellwood City pay for the mistakes. You go back to before that drive. The 4th down quick kick. Why Ellwood City did not punt that ball away in full. Then you tack on the 15 yards on Xander Johnson's catch, the personal foul, adding that on, and Laurel finally gets in the end zone almost a full 48 minutes later.
47 minutes and 12 seconds to be precise. Your Joseph's Marketplace recap. 5 plays, for 48 yards, 1 minute, 1 second off the clock. Maya Jarrett with the extra point to tie it up after the 14-yard catch and run on 4th down for Colton Carlson. I wonder, being week 0, if we were going to see another interesting decision of maybe going for 2 and just going for the win. But we now still have 48 seconds to go. We got a tie ball game, baby.
Well, you have to have the confidence in your kicker, who was 2 of 9 on point after the season.
That one is incorrect. She did hit 16. I don't know how many she attempted, but she did convert 16 total last year.
Okay.
That was I saw that misprint and I didn't get a chance to fix you on that. I apologize.
Well, in that case, 16. What the heck? You trust her?
Yeah. Trust her a little more. But she was the first player in Spartan history to score points, first female, I should say, to score points when she made those extra points and a field goal last year. Still one timeout for Ellwood City.
There is.
And they got Caitlin Kreitzer. She was hitting warms from about 30 to 35 yards. So what do they have up their sleeves?
Did not attempt a field goal last season, did Kreitzer. Just FYI, with 42 seconds left, Smiley one time out, tied at 7, snap. Smiley looks, quick throw near side. Hogue makes the catch. There's a holding penalty going to be thrown on Curry as Hogue got a first down across the 40 to the 45, but that's going to come back for a hold on Curry. And I'll tell you, Curry, we've called his name a lot tonight, and it's either been an incomplete or now a hold. It's been a rough opening night for Curry. He's an important part of this Ellwood City offense.
Yeah, I don't know if he's frustrated at himself or frustrated at something else, but Curry was fired up after that play. I mean, that was pretty clear as day. You could see right there in the center of your screen. And he had a full handful of jersey and wouldn't let Tyler Shearer get away.
He just hasn't been in sync with his quarterback tonight on a couple of throws. 35 seconds to go.
Ellwood, hold against Ellwood City.
That's going to back up I remember the hold in high school after the change last year is from the spot of the foul.
It always used to be spot of the foul. If it's downfield, it still is, just like in the professional game, but this was in the backfield, so from the previous spot.
Correct, yes, correct.
Yard line.
That's officiating 101 now at Union High School. Yeehaw.
It's going to take it back to the 20-yard line. Snap, handoff, Palmer McCain, and with 30 seconds left, I'm not sure that's not going to do it here for regulation. Ellwood City does not have to run another play. Dan Bradley is not calling his final timeout. So use it or lose it timeout. They are going to let the clock just dwindle down to 13 seconds. Ellwood City is not going to run a play.
How about this, Eric? For the second straight year, opening night, overtime on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Laurel has rallied to tie this thing at 7. We will go to overtime. We will come back with the extra frame after this. You've been watching a good one here on the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Laurel teachers support all of our athletes on and off the field.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measel will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
XFL game. Laurel High School overtime here. It's 7-7 between Laurel and Ellwood City as we're about to start the extra frame. Eric Thomas and James Dotson with you. Elijah Palmer McCain, a touchdown in the first half, stood up for the longest time, and then Laurel, after Ellwood City went for a quick kick on 4th down, instead of opting to punt the ball regularly from midfield and give Laurel the length of the field to go. Quick kicked it, hit a lineman, ball's dead. Laurel's got half a field. They hit one play. Xander Johnson, a nice little comeback route. Tack on 15 yards for a personal foul face mask. And then on 4th down, Laurel converts 47 minutes into this game, and we are going to overtime tied at 7.
Some quick numbers. Lucas Santini, 116 yards passing and that touchdown. Colton Carlson, 51 yards through the air, 24 on the ground. Jackson Saunders, the leading rusher, at 53 yards on 11 carries. For Ellwood City, Chris Smiley through the air, 124 yards and an interception. Elijah Palmer McCain, the 76-yard run that then was brought back 15 yards at the end for a sideline infraction. The rest of his carries combined are 18 carries for 59 yards, total of 135, and the lone Ellwood City touchdown on the evening. Mentioned Daylon Curry. He had 3 catches on the second drive of the game, and he has not been able to haul any in the rest of the way, but he does lead 3 catches for 76 yards here on the evening for Ellwood City. As the captains again back out there, Jackson Saunders, Tyler Shearer, Max Shevitz, and Jaden Iorio for Laurel. And it's Luciano Gagrick, Chris Smiley, Logan LeClymans, and Elijah Palmer McCain meeting up at midfield for the 3rd time for the coin toss. So a reminder, high school football overtime rules. They are like college, except instead of the 25-yard line, you begin at the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal, alternate possessions, each team guaranteed a possession in each overtime period unless there's a defensive touchdown. The other difference, though, it's not like the new system where you have to start going for 2 and only 2-pointers, and you're never forced to go for 2. You could kick extra points for 10 overtimes, knock on wood. Let's not have that happen.
I'd be here till last call. Who knows?
Hey, absolutely.
Captains will meet out there. I'll tell you what, between this game, what's going on in Neshannock right now, which is incredible, and what's been going on between Newcastle and General McLean, if that's any indication on how the next 15 weeks after tonight are going to go, sign me up.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it.
Eric, what is it about week 0 in Lawrence County? Think about the games we had last year. Newcastle going into a double overtime against USO. Wilmington, Mohawk Union on Saturday. The Wilmington game against Sharpsville that I think the final score ended up being like 49-42. This is eerily similar. Speaking of which, take a look at that Mohawk-Neshannock game. Neshannock trying to increase their lead here late in that one. You can flip on over to catch Tim Continenza and Lee Moan on the call there from Bob Bledgy Stadium. And it looks like Neshannock may have just done so on their play. So now we're waiting as they get the conversations. Remember, coming back to the game, our Tri-County Principals post-game show. We'll announce our Bailey Chiropractic play of the game. We'll also have our MVP Insurance MVP of the game.
Post-game show might come your way Saturday morning. Who knows?
Ellwood City is going to get the ball first. So no official signal, but what you assume was that Laurel would have won the toss and elected to play defense.
Yeah, you play defense first in overtime. I think that's the consensus of everybody. You know, you mentioned the stats for Palmer McCain, who we both know and love watching him play. I go back to last year and what he, again, did against Mohawk and Beaver Falls, which were the 2 best defensive lines and defenses that he played all season long. 29 carries for 69 yards in those 2 games. Now, against Beaver Falls, a little misleading because those were very hard-earned yards that this Ellwood City team needed in a game that they led twice. Against these bigger physical defensive lines, they just don't allow him the room to run. He has worked his tail off tonight, and outside of that one run, I mean, they have made him earn every single yard he has had tonight. Ellwood City will start it here on offense. Smiley in the shotgun. It is Hogue, bottom of your screen. Handoff EPM, play number 1, and he tries to get what he can. It's a short gain of 1, and there is the big guy, Max Shevitz, in the middle. Remember, he had the knee injury, or he was shaken up a little bit earlier in the game. He has taped that thing up, and he has been back out there almost the entire rest of the way.
And now pumping up the crowd. Jack Miles got his hands on him first and kind of knocked him off balance, and Shevitz finished the job. 20th carry of the night for Elijah Palmer McCain for 136 yards.
76 of it on one play, as James mentioned here when we started overtime. 2nd down and 8 for Ellwood City. Smiley, high snap, EPM through the middle, hop, step, and a jump, and then he meets a wall. It's sheer, and it is Carlson who are there on the stop with a couple of others. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Ellwood City. Now, field goal does, you're in Caitlin Kreitzer range.
Yep.
If you want to try one here. It would be more so like an extra point if they were to go for one.
You did mention earlier she did not attempt a field goal last year.
Did not. Pretty good on extra points. How large does that loom in overtime as well, the extra point? Smiley going to put it in the air on 3rd down to the corner. It is incomplete.
Oh, I love the route concept and the combination. He had a little stutter route to go across the middle, and then you had sneaking behind Gavin Partridge going for that back pylon, but it was just out of range. And how about this? They are going to trot on Caitlin Kreitzer to attempt what would be a 23-yard field goal.
So just a little longer than an extra point for Kreitzer.
And remember, a blocked field goal is a live ball, unlike an extra point. You got to keep that in mind if that were to potentially happen.
It's going to be Hogue to hold. And I believe Reynolds is the snapper. Either Reynolds or McClymonds. I can't
Peterson.
remember it. Okay. Hogue, high snap, Kreitzer, end over end. It is no good. Caitlin Kreitzer pushed it to the right. And Laurel is going to have a chance to win this thing on its possession.
Right. The kick is wide right.
Do we have a flag? We do have a flag on the play. You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, no. Running into the kicker. She has another opportunity at it. This is half the distance, and it'll remain 4th down. She remains on the sideline, though. Oh, my goodness.
They're not going to bring her back out, it looks like, either. There is, let's see. Dan Bradley is contesting. It should be a 1st down, but it was second. It was from the 6.
Well, it doesn't matter. No first down.
There is no first down.
It was running into, not roughing. Even if it was roughing, there's no first down.
Right. He's over there pointing one like there should be a 1st down, but that is not the case.
Again, no automatic first downs in high school football.
4th down.
So it's going to be 4th down for Ellwood City. They move the ball inside the 5. Gagrick and Palmer McCain are in the backfield. Smiley under center. Gagrick in motion. Handoff. Palmer McCain bounces to the outside, and he will rumble his way on into the end zone for the touchdown. Elijah Palmer McCain, a 3-yard touchdown run, is 2nd of the night, and Ellwood City has taken a 13-7 lead here in overtime. How many twists and turns, how many peaks and valleys in this game tonight, especially in the latter stages, the 4th quarter. My goodness. Special teams hurt Ellwood City on the punt. Special teams almost hurt him on the Kreitzer field goal attempt. They get a little bit of redemption with the Palmer McCain touchdown, and now Kreitzer to try to add the extra point. Hogue to hold. It's a low snap again. This one is up, and it is good.
Wow.
And Caitlin Kreitzer makes good on her point after try. It's 14-7 Ellwood City, with Laurel having one more chance to tie this thing up from the 10-yard line.
So, again, go back to that touchdown run. See if we still have it here, because we got the point after. Excuse me there. The touchdown run, Palmer going into the end zone. He was short. He got hit by 2 different Laurel Spartans, but they all hit at the same time and kind of bounced off of each other. And Palmer McCain, staying strong on his 22nd carry tonight, stays on his feet and is able to get into the end zone for the 2nd time here tonight. That's the Ellwood City all-time leading rusher, getting his 2nd touchdown of the night. But now Laurel, because they play defense first, have the chance to answer. They have 4 downs. They know what they need to do. 4 downs from the 10-yard line.
Santini and company out on offense. It is Saunders deep in the backfield behind him. Santini is under center on the first play of overtime for Laurel. No timeouts for either side here in overtime from the 10-yard line. Laurel's trying to tie this thing up one more time. The handoff, Saunders, he's tripped up. And it is Twidell who got into the backfield early on that play to trip him up. It's going to be second down and call it 9 from the 9.
Yeah, beautiful job, Evan Twidell, getting in there and getting that trip up immediately before Saunders can even get the legs going. No gain.
Second down for Laurel.
Both teams should have been granted a timeout back, I believe, for overtime.
Yeah, I thought so too. They have not put that up on the board, but I believe that you do get one timeout.
Come on,
in
Coach
overtime.
Burks.
Santini the snap. Santini looks to throw. Santini over the middle. It is intercepted, and Ellwood City's going to win it.
Gagrich.
Luciano Gagrich in the end zone. Santini tried to thread the needle and fit it between two defenders, and Gagrich was right there to pick it off, and Ellwood City escapes with a 14-7 win in overtime. What a game to start the 2024 season.
Incredible, incredible. Bouncing back, Gagrich has been coming up the gut hard all night, Eric. That time he backs off into coverage and is right in the right spot to pick it off. And Ellwood City 1-0 in overtime, a 14-7 victory.
That's got to be a hard handshake line for Laurel to go through. They gave it their all in this game. A couple of big plays in the second half to set them up. They made Ellwood City pay for the miscue on the punt late in the game with about 2 minutes to go. Santini hitting a big pass to start that drive. They put him in scoring position. They tie the game up 47 minutes into it. And, man, did they fight hard tonight.
But,
that was unbelievable.
We'll talk about in the post-game show the extra chance they get in overtime, though, after running into the kicker. They extended. They decided to go for the touchdown, and they convert and then make the play that they needed on defense.
Palmer McCain and Nathan Hill having a little chat at the end of the handshake line. Palmer McCain was the first guy through the handshake line. Smiley right behind him. Those two stellar running backs exchanging some pleasantries here at the end of the line tonight. Bottom line is Ellwood City is 1-0, and they escape here tonight 14-7. And what they're hoping is going to be a championship season for the Wolverines. Laurel is on the move next week to Mohawk, where they will take on the Warriors. Warriors are in a battle right now with Neshannock. We'll talk all about that in the postgame show and our final scoreboard of the night. 14-7, Ellwood City wins it tonight. We'll take a timeout, come back with our postgame show after this on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games Plus, we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
The old Lincoln High alma mater playing on the far sideline as Ellwood City comes away with the 14-7 victory. Elijah Palmer McCain's 4th down touchdown run in overtime puts them up 14-7, and then Luciano Gagrich gets the interception to end it. Eric Thomas, a heck of a way to begin the 2024 season.
Yeah, it really was. And you go back to early in the game, and these two teams stalled out. Remember, Ellwood City started basically on their own one for this game. I mean, it was a punt and a couple of mistakes. They started all the way back on their one. Neither team really could get anything going, and then Ellwood City finally goes on a drive, and EPM gets the first touchdown of the night. And you think Laurel's going to have a good answer. I mean, Laurel ended up they went 14 plays in 10 minutes and 15 seconds and did not score a point on that drive, but they get the interception to end the first half. And you think, okay, well, if they get a stop on defense in the second half, maybe they're going to be, in the right position. Takes them almost the entire second half to get what they needed, which was a punt miscue by Ellwood City. I mean, it's a moot point now because Ellwood City won the game.
Yeah.
But I still would like to ask Dan Bradley, if I have the opportunity, why not just actually line up and punt the football in a regular formation instead of try to quick kick it with Smiley or try to draw them off sides? Like, do one or the other. Like, if you don't draw them off sides, drop back, line up, take the 5 yards, line up and punt the ball away and make them go at least 75% of the field to get the touchdown. But instead, Laurel makes them pay for the short field, penalty, touchdown, tie game, and then Kreitzer misses the field goal in overtime. We think this thing is over. There is a flag in the middle of the pile that we didn't see initially, but they call running into the kicker. Ellwood City gets a second chance. They make them pay. EPM, who is stopped, as you aptly mentioned, on the run, still gets in the end zone, and then Santini trying to feed the ball into traffic, into double team, and Gagrich is there to make a great play. And Ellwood City, if this is going to be a championship season for them, if they are going to win their conference, if they are going to make a run in the 2A playoffs, they will go back 14 weeks from now, 13, whatever it is, 13 weeks from now, they will look at week 0 and be like, this is the night that we decided we were going to grow up and win this game, and that's why we're here.
Let's take a quick look at who had a gem of a game with tonight's statistics. We'll start with Laurel. Santini, that interception at the end, but 116 yards, a touchdown late to tie it up, and then the interception in overtime for his numbers. Jackson Saunders, 53 yards on the ground, also had 2 catches for 21 yards. Colton Carlson, 24 yards on the ground, 3 catches for 51 yards, and a touchdown to lead the way through the air for the Spartans. On the other side for Ellwood City, Chris Smiley finishes 6 of 20. You mentioned the 50%, a rough night in terms of getting those completions. 6 of 20 for 124 yards and interception, but it's all EPM tonight. The 22 carries for 142 yards and the bookend touchdowns to get the victory here this evening. A 2-yard run out of the Wildcat on the first drive of the second quarter, and then the 4th down run bouncing off a couple of tacklers, getting into the end zone in the first possession of overtime before Luciano Gagrich gets the interception in the defensive end to end the ball game. With that, well, first, that is your post-game stats and scoring recap. It's brought to you by Gem Master Builders and Craftsmen, family-owned and operated general contractors for 4 generations. Visit them online at gembuilders.com. Some score updates. You still see them going down there. How about Newcastle? 2 late scores. They lead 49-41 with 2 minutes remaining in that game. Neshannock still holding a 42-37 lead over at Bob Legge Stadium. That's a game still with lots to potentially happen. It looks like Mohawk's about to get the ball back in that one as well. Wilmington 28-7 in their victory over Greenville. Those are the final scores that we have in so far. We have a couple of awards to give out, though. Eric, let's start with the Mela Chiropractic play of the game, and there are a lot of great plays, but in the end, the one that seals the deal is the one that that we're going to have to go with. The Luciano Gagrick interception to end it, just, reading it perfectly and basically caught Santini off guard and made the pick.
Yeah, he tried to make a throw, like we said, into traffic. There was a little bit of a shade defensively on the backside of that play. Gagrich, there's coverage on both ends of the receiver there if you watch the replay, and Gagrich just was the one that was able to make the play. He was in front of the ball, and he stepped right there, and he probably was going to get a hand on it one way or another, but at least if he knocks it down, Laurel's got a chance to come back on 2 more downs. But just a tough throw to make if you're Santini. Nothing really open on the outside. Ellwood City had it defended pretty well on the edges, so he really didn't have any room to scramble. And they weren't going to run the ball there. It was a throw all the way. It was a slant over the middle, and Gagrich just made a great play. Santini really trying to wiggle that fastball in there that he throws when he's on the pitcher's mound, and it just wasn't tight enough and couldn't split the 2 defenders.
So your Meta Chiropractic play of the game to Luciano Gagrick of Ellwood City. He will receive a customized t-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's Meta Chiropractic play of the game. You may even see video of that one tonight on Facebook or Instagram or the platform formerly known as Twitter. You can view all the plays of the game by going to lcsportsnet.com, click on Play of the Game. Congratulations, Luciano Gagrick, the game-sealing interception in overtime. Melee Chiropractic's Play of the Game. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. The workhorse, Elijah Palmer McCain, though, Eric, he's got to be your MVP insurance MVP of the game tonight.
Yeah, big run, 76 yards. He had the 2 touchdowns. They won by a touchdown, so he's the difference in this game. And, we said it against these physical defensive lines. The trouble that he had last year against Mohawk and Beaver Falls in those 2 games, only going for 69 yards on 29 carries. Laurel's defense made him earn every single yard he had here tonight. He broke the big one. It was part of it called back, the very tail end of it called back because of a penalty. But, that one play, you thought that play was going to really end this game for all intent and purposes, and then Laurel's still able to fight back after that. But he was the man tonight. He's going to be the man all year, and it's just the way it's going to be for this team. I mean, they will take him and ride him as far as they can if they have to, and he showed tonight why he's the MVP insurance of the game. So MVP Insurance is proud to present the MVP of the Game award to Elijah Palmer McCain of Ellwood City. MVP Insurance and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Elijah as tonight's MVP of the game. He'll receive a customized t-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's MVP of the game. To view the full list of this season's game MVPs, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on MVP of the game. Congratulations to Elijah Palmer McCain for our Week 0 MVP of the game. MVP Insurance, call MVP for the win. Hey, this is the way it looks now for Ellwood City, and I know it's way, way too early to start looking ahead. They have Shenango next week. We talked about this the other night. Shenango is sort of in a situation where they think maybe they can make a move, but a lot of teams in their conference are maybe a bit like a step ahead of them right now.
Yeah, they're young. They're very young.
So Ellwood City, if they can get to 2-0 after that, they go back-to-back with Neshannock and Mohawk. And if you are listening to us or watching us right now and not watching the end of that game, I highly suggest you go over there after we are done, because that's a 42-37 ball game. So those 2 games are toss-ups at this point. If this team can get by those 2, the back end of their schedule is easier than the front end. Now, Freedom, some people think Freedom might be able to make a move this year and cause some trouble. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? But the tail end of their schedule is easy. So if they get through these first 5 weeks and they are 5-0, they have a legitimate chance to get to the end of the season, to get to October 25th against Beaver Falls, who is completely rebuilding after last season, with a chance to go undefeated.
They were down last I saw 27-0 against Blackhawk in their opening game. So, it's
too early to say it, but
absolutely.
You have to put it out there right now because the front end of Ellwood City's schedule is loaded more so than the back end is. It's just a fact, and that's the way it looks right now.
And Coach Bradley would say, they're 1-0 right now. That's all that matters. But yes, they have a lot to work on. Over 100 penalty yards today. Certainly a big question mark that they'll have to work on. But you get right back at it. You celebrate this one. You get to celebrate now the all-time leading rusher in your program history in Elijah Palmer McCain as well. And in the end, you got the job done. For Laurel on the other side, obviously they knew they were going to have questions coming into this one of how the running game would look. They end up going more of the route with Jackson Sodders in the backfield more often than not. And I think it worked very well. I think finding ways to get Colton Carlson the ball worked very well. They have a lot of things to build on. They just need to get a little more consistency in the passing game, I think, to be able to take the step up. But with that line playing 1A football, like, look, that's also one of the biggest rosters in 2A football that you'd see this year in Ellwood City.
That's right.
And Laurel, their line stayed with them the entire night. So nothing to hang your hat on if you're the Laurel Spartans. A lot of good things. A lot of things that they definitely need to improve upon. But I don't think you can be completely upset if you're the Spartans either, because they played a tough team and played a good game in it.
If you're Mohawk and you can look at your performance tonight, and however this ends up finishing over at Neshannock, they've scored 37 points tonight. I'm not sure anybody thought they were going to score 37 points tonight in this opening game.
After all those guys they lost
exactly.
last year?
Yeah,
what was the score of that game last year, Eric?
13-7, I think it was. Yeah, so that's exactly with all that talent on that end. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're Mohawk, hey, you might win this game here tonight. That might be a big win. This Laurel team is coming there next week, and they are bringing a physical line. They're bringing a kid who is not a freshman. I do not think he looks like he does not play like a freshman at all in Tyler Fuchs. They are coming to play a physical style of football against you, and they are letting you know tonight by this performance that we are planning to be there for all 4 rounds next Friday night.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
One final score check here. It looks like.
How about that? Ashton Allison for Neshannock just got an interception, it looks like, and lost his lid in the process. Doesn't matter. Neshannock's going to hold on to win that game, it appears, in what's been a classic. 2 great games on the network tonight to start the year. Sign me up for some more. Next week we will be doing Mohawk at Union for one of our games, and the other contest.
Laurel and Mohawk next week.
It's Laurel Mohawk, Neshannock at Union. Excuse me. Yep. There we go. We'll get it right eventually. It's not like I make the schedule or anything. I should know these sort of things. But hey, Eric, we're off and running for a heck of a start to this season. 14-7 your final score here tonight.
Yeah, great game. Great way to start it. Elwood City 1-0. Laurel 0-1 on the road next week at Mohawk. We'll have that one for you beginning at 6:30 next Friday night. And then James will be over at Union for Neshannock and Union next Friday night.
Couple quick thanks, of course, our producer Matt Flannery, Ashley Pistachio, and Rob Natel working the cameras tonight. Kenny Locke, the athletic director, big kudos to him, always taking good care of us. And Eric, your first Laurel game, your first Laurie Heights meal, I think you're going to be dying to come back again.
Yeah, that was it's a good atmosphere here for football. Great way to start the season, and we'll be back soon.
For sure. That's a wrap, Eric. One in the books.
Next week, again, 2 more games, Neshannock and Union, and Mohawk and Laurel, and Neshannock is going to win that game. Right now, over at Neshannock, as Gino Mazzacco takes a knee, so it's 42-37. It looks like that's going to be your final score, and Neshannock will be 1-0, and a pair of 0-1 teams searching for their first victory next Friday night at Mohawk, Laurel and Mohawk, 6:30 start time here on the Lawrence County Sports Network. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you during the week for our podcast. You can tune in for that on Wednesday night, and we will talk to you on Friday night from our various game locations. Have a great weekend. Take care, and bye-bye.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.